Archdeacon Venerable John Anzaya is aware that you are around, but is busy, that's why he's not able to be with you. I would want to know those who are present today, na pengine nitaanza kwa makanisa, ndio tujue wale ambao wamefika. ACK St. Stephen's, Jogorod, pamoja na Lungalunga. Kuna yoyote mwenye amefika kuwakilisha leo? ACK St. Stephen's Cathedral na Lungalunga Church hamna. Wapigiwe makofi kwa bado wanakuja wako njiani. Alafu pili tuko na ACK St. Veronica South B na Mkuru kwa Njenga. Kuna yoyote ambaye amefika kuwakilisha? Hata hao najua bado wako njiani wanakuja, wapigiwe makofi. Next we have ACK Kiambio and Emmanuel Bahati. Hao lazima wako hapa, wapigiwe makofi kwa wingi. Alafu kuna ACK St. Philip's Jericho, wapigiwe makofi. ACK Bahati St. Albans Makadara, hao pia bado wako njiani wanakuja, wapigiwe makofi. ACK Mary Magdalene Maringo, hata hao nafikiria bado wako njiani wanakuja. Alafu mwisho ni the host ACK St. James Buruburu. Wapigiwe makofi tafadhali. Number 2, I would want to appreciate if there are any representative of ACK Housing Cooperative. Administrators, especially the board. Naona mmoja anaingia, mwingine yuko hapa. Simsimame mpigiwe makofi. We have a sister Sacco, ACK Housing Cooperative. And now I would request the staff and the board to come in front so that we can do self-introduction before we continue. But before we proceed, I've just noticed that we have a staff. Linda, we have one of us. I know you'll start asking why she didn't introduce herself. So maybe we need to start with her. Amwambie yuko wapi. Ndio msipomuona atamueleza alienda wapi. Lakini aliniambia bado yuko kama member hapa. So nitampatia wakati mwenyewe ajieleze.
Praise God. Nimepata off, I'm sorry. My name is Linda Wanyoike, as most of you know. I am the former office assistant, ACK St. James Sacco. I recently transitioned to a different organization. And as you can see, I am still a part of the Sacco. I am still a part of the team. And I am so grateful to see all your wonderful faces this morning. Thank you so much.
Salimfanyia kazi mzuri, simpigie makofi. Okay, now these are the board members who are present. As we are 12 in number, but majority or some of them have other appointments which they are attending to. 2 of them are out of the country attending to various issues. One is on medical ground and another one is on duty. That's why you don't see them present. I'll give each of them at least an opportunity. Musikie sauti yao, si ndio?
Good morning once again. Bwana Yesu asifiwe. My name is Isabella Wambui. I sit in the education as the secretary, and it's an honor to see all of you. Thank you for, accepting our call for coming to learn more about the Sacco, and even for the things that happen in any organization. Thank you so much for coming. Let's have a good time.
Pigie makofi.
Good morning. Justin Deka is my name. I am the chairman, supervisory, and also doubling up as your MC this morning. Karibuni sana once again. And remember, this is your forum, so ask all the questions. Sawa sawa. Ask all the questions. Make sure when you leave here, you are satisfied. Karibuni sana.
Good morning, members. My name is Anthony Mindo Kimemia. I sit with Justin in the supervisory committee as a member. Karibuni.
Good morning. My name is Stephen Masharia. I sit in the credit committee, and I don't know whether people understand what credit is. Today, we are going to learn together. Thank you.
Habari zenu. Bwana Yesu asifiwe. My name is Florence Getu. I'm the secretary for the time being, by God's grace. Thank you for coming. I am really humbled to see all of you.
Thank you. Mnaweza kuwapigia makofi kabla akae. Jina langu ni Wellington Muleshe. Nampenda Bwana Yesu kama mwokozi wa maisha yangu, and by grace of God I'm the chairman. And as you have heard, we had two staff. We had the office manager and we had the office assistant. The office assistant resigned in July, so we are in the process of looking for another office assistant to help in marketing. So mkikuja kwa ofisi mkipata Ann peke yake, mnaelewa kidogo, lakini with time tutapata mwingine wa kumsaidia. So kwa wakati huu nitachukua nafasi hii nipatie Ann naye amsalimu, yeye ndio anamuongelesha most of the time. Msikie sauti yake.
Thank you, Chairman. Praise God. Praise God. Praise God. Tumekunywa chai. Tuko sawa. I'm very great and glad to see all of us here. Kidogo nilikuwa nimepata mshtuko. Nikiangalia kwa group naona apology nikashindwa. Nani wanakuja kusoma? But at least I'm glad. We are close to 70 members wenye tumeketi hapa, and I am really grateful. Kuna maswali tumekuwa tukiuliza. Share capital, why is it not refundable? 1, 2, 3. At least now we are here so that we can be able to learn. Na ujue hiyo share capital kwa nini sirudishiwi? Hiyo share capital kazi yake ni gani kwa Sacco? So karibuni sana na tusome pamoja. Thank you.
Hiyo ndio makofi yenye mnapatia office manager mwenye sure. Okay, pia siku ya leo tuko na furaha kumkaribisha a new ministry officer ambaye ndiye atakuwa anamuelimisha mambo mengi ya Sacco. Kwa hivyo kama ulikuwa na swali lenye linakusumbuanga, leo ndio wakati. Na vile huwa wanasema learning does not end. Whatever the age. Hata leo hii kama unajua Sacco sana, pengine kuna kile kidogo chenye utapata kutoka kwa madamu mwenye atakuja kutuelekeza kwa mambo. Kwa hivyo kwa wakati huu ningependa muweke makofi ya kilo kumkaribisha ministry officer ambaye atajitambulisha mbele yenu ye mwenyewe.
Thank you very much, Chairman. Good morning, members. My name is Phyllis Njoki, Sub-County Cooperative Officer in charge of Makadara Sub-County. And it's my pleasure being with you here today. I think this is the first time we're interacting. I used to be in Embakasi before, Embakasi Sub-County. but recently I moved to Makadara sub-county. So that's my small introduction. When I talk about sub-counties, what do I mean? You know, this one is a devolved unit. The cooperative function is devolved to the counties. Sahi munakuwa supervised from the Nairobi County office. So initially, it was under the Ministry of Cooperatives, but tunasema ministry hata sahi. But we moved from the national government. Munajua vile kuliendelea maneno ya constitution, and some of the functions were moved to the counties. So since registered here in Buruburu, Buruburu is in Makadara sub-county. So that's how now in Makadara we are 5 officers. I think you've seen Gideon Moreithi coming to you, another one Danvers Mogire, several officers usually come. So in Makadara we are 5. I'm the one who is in charge, and our office is at Nyawa House, 12th floor. That's where we are based. We are not here at the sub-county offices Makadara. Hatuja move huko bado. Ile ofisi tulikuwa tunakaa ya Nyawa House, that's where tunakaa hata saa hii. And all the sub-counties, including Starehe, including Langata, Dagoretti, Westlands, all of them are based there with their officers. Tuko officers kama around 60 officers who are in charge of cooperatives in Nairobi County. That's how nimejipata hapa, na kwa sababu kuna sheria zenye zina govern cooperatives, na we are the ones who are in charge, the cooperative officers, to ensure that the Saccos follow the laid down regulations. And education and training ikiwa a part of the principles of cooperatives, we shall endeavor, and I'm very happy kwa kamati because of organizing this education forum for the members. You know, cooperatives are member owned. Tunasema members have to be informed in order to make informed decisions. Simkuja kwa AGM nasikianga proposer, seconder. Hii proposal imetoka kwa chairman, lakini lazima ikuwe na proposer na seconder. So you need to be very much informed mkifanya hizi. Lazima mjue sheria and you the qualifications of being a member. What is this Sacco? Ni chama, ni merry-go-round ama ni nini? Ni furaha yangu siku ya leo being here to give you some of the areas that you had requested that I speak on. And as I start, tunasemanga Sacco sana. Sacco. ACK Sacco. Nini Sacco? What is this Sacco? Nani anaweza niambia the maana yake, the name, the complete? What is a Sacco? S-A-C-C-O. Inamaanisha nini? That's where we are going to start today. Hiyo itakuwa masomo yetu ya leo. Sacco. Google, madama na Google. Don't Google. Angalia kwa simu. Yes. Saving Cooperative Society. Mpigie yes. On point. Mpigie ni makofi your member. Sacco. Unajua sometimes even these basic issues zenye tuna overlook. Savings and credit. Simuko na notebooks. Nisema leo kuna kubroadcast huko unaangalia hivi ni kuongea tuongeleshane. Savings and Credit Cooperative Society Limited. We are not starting with credit and savings. Cooperative Society. Savings and credit. Cooperative Society Limited. And that's why nisema I'm a cooperative officer. This one is not a company limited. Hii siyo kampuni. It's a cooperative. Hapa najua mko na housing cooperative. Inaitwa ACK St. James Housing Cooperative Society Limited. Hizo ni mambo, ni 2 different organizations all together. Tofauti. It's only that zinakuwa regulated by the same act. Sheria ni moja yenye na regulate. Lakini hizi they are different. Maybe the members could be almost the same. Unapata mtu ako kwa Sacco na kwa housing. Lakini object zake, ile kazi ya housing na kazi ya Sacco ni tofauti kabisa. Maybe even the officials are different. Hata AGM unafanya maybe even separate days because they are different organizations. But leo ni maneno ya Sacco tunamzungumzia. What are the laws that govern cooperatives? We have the Cooperative Societies Act, chapter 490. Ukiwa kwa simu, unafungua, unaweza soma hiyo act. Hiyo imepita kwa parliament na ikakuwa act. So hii si chama yoyote ati merry-go-round. Iko safeguarded na the act. And that's why unapata kuna mwakilishi wa serikali ama from the county, mwenye AGM unasikia ofisa ako hapo. Mkifanya masomo ofisa ako hapo. Kama kuna special general meeting, an officer is there. Anawa guide kulingana na vile act inasema. Kuna vitu mnaweza fanya hapa kama Sacco, if you start doing, I'll tell them, don't even try. Because the act imekataa. Number 2, you have your own bylaws. Kuna bylaws mko nazo. Nani anameona bylaws za ACK St. James Sacco? The bylaws ni sheria zenu sasa. Maybe by a show of hand. Niliona mko na website. Are they at the website, the bylaws? Chairman. Oh, ziko kwa website yenu. Anasema they were in the process of amendment. Because our one mandate as a ministry, ama Department of Cooperatives, is the registration of Saccos, ama cooperative societies. And tukiregister cooperative societies, ni lazima tupatiwe bylaws yenu. Yenye inasema jina yenu ni hii, what is the entrance fee? Tutaongea hiyo maneno yote. Share capital ni ngapi? Ni kina nani wanafaa kuingia kwa hii Sacco? Mimi nikiwa member congregant wa Catholic Church, just here, I'm a full gospel. Can I become a member of ACK St. James? We call that one the common bond. Elo yenu inasema vizuri sana, nani anaweza join hii Sacco na nani hawezi join hii Sacco. All of those, they are in the bylaws. Na ukiwa member wa hii Sacco, ni vizuri upate hiyo bylaw yenu uweze kusoma. Uelewe mimi kama member, rights zangu ni gani? What are my rights? Obligations zangu, mimi kama member ni nini nafaa kukuwa nafanya? So that I don't break the law ya cooperatives. Sawa. So ikiwa it's an amendment, maybe the time imekuwa sawa. Amendment ni kubadilisha some areas. Here the society was registered 11 years ago. Kwa hivyo your bylaws zilikuwa prepared 11 years ago. So maybe there are some areas they needed to be amended, to be changed. Na lazima sasa ifuate zile processes. Lazima ikuje kwa serikali iangaliwe, cause at the national office we have an office at NSSF kwenye CS Sacco na Commissioner for Cooperatives. We have now other offices at Nyayo House, and your bylaw iko huko kwa hizo ofisi. So anytime you want to amend, lazima iende kule, mubadilishe, ikuwe replaced, the new one inaekwa kwa file yenu. So you can see this one is a recognized society. Na ni mambo gani tunaangalia as a ministry ama department ili tuone kwamba your society is compliant? Kuna vitu kadhaa tunaangalia to ensure that you are compliant ama mnafuata sheria. Kuna society ambayo tumefunga, kuna kamati tumefuta kazi because of kukosa kuadhere to the laws. Number 1, ni lazima mkuwe audited. I think even I have your audited accounts. This is a copy of your audited accounts. Si mliona kwa AGM, mlikuwa mnaisoma, but I was able to access it from the office ili niangalie vile mnafanya, and I was able to discover that your society is compliant as far as audit is concerned. Kwa hivyo that is number 1. Number 2, kufanya annual general meeting, holding of annual general meetings. Hiyo ni sheria cooperative. The act. It says, after mwaka unaisha 31st December, like now we are in the financial year ya 2025. Mwaka ukiisha hivi, munafunga vitabu zenu, sasa hiyo mwaka umeisha. 4 months after the year is over, between January and April 30th, all cooperative societies wanafanya something we call an annual general meeting. And that's why munaitwango hapa, ofisa anakuja, munafanya AGM, chairman anasoma report yake, supervisory wanasoma report yao, treasurer anasoma report, anasoma audited accounts, elections inafanywa, resolutions, munapitisha dividends, honoraria, si munafanya hizo maneno? Any other business. All those agendas, the way they follow each other. Hakuna agenda zingine munafaa kufanya other than those ones. And that one you are very compliant. That is tick according to us. The other compliance issue is the education and training. Yenye tunafanya leo. It's one of the principles of cooperatives. Tuko na 7 principles of cooperatives. And education and training is one of the principles zenye zina guide cooperative societies. And hii ndio tunafanya leo. You are compliant. Kufanya uchaguzi. Electing your officials. 1/3 of them retire every year. Munafanyanga wakati ya AGM, munafanya elections. That is another compliance issue. So when you look at your file, tunapata ya kwamba ACK St. James, you are fully compliant. Simujipigie makofi. There are some circles that are very dormant, cooperative societies, because kuna aina nyingi za cooperatives, as I said. A Sacco is just one type of a cooperative society limited. So unapata AGM haifanywi, miaka 3 imefika, mwaka umeisha, second year, education, unapata hapo kuna shida fulani. There are usually problems in such societies, the governance issues, maybe leadership or liquidity issues or something like that. So what do we do as a ministry? Sometimes we freeze the accounts of that Sacco or cooperative. To freeze, as in hakuna pesa inaweza toka kama ministry haijasign. We disband the bond, the cooperative, the management committee and supervisory. Tunawatoa kazini. Tunaitisha special general meeting just to find out. Sometimes we conduct even inspections. Tunakuja kwa ofisi, tunaangalia vitabu venye zinaenda and what is happening in that particular Sacco. Having said that, I want to tackle the issue of qualification of membership. Wewe kama sasa ni Sacco, what qualifies you to be a member in a Sacco? Because one of the, nisema kuna 7 principles za cooperative societies. Moja yake ni open and voluntary. To be in a Sacco is open and voluntary. I know it was announced. I know it's not all congregants of ACK St. James wenye wako members wa Sacco. Ni wewe uliambiwa, mtu akakuja akakuelezea maneno ya Sacco na ukajoin, isn't it? And you joined. So that's why we are saying it's open. It's voluntary. It's voluntary. Nobody is being forced. And then again, you cannot block anyone who is qualified on the basis of tribe, gender, what have you. It's open for all, but so long as bylaw yenu inafuatwa kulingana na common bond. If your bylaw says, because I think that's what inasema, the congregants of ACK St. James are qualified to become members of the Sacco. Hakuna mtu anafaa ako congregant wa St. James Church na akatazwe kuingia kwa Sacco na anataka. Isn't it? Hiyo tunaita open and voluntary. Let me just tackle the principles before I go to the qualification of membership. The number 2 principle inasema it's democratically controlled. Saccos are democratically controlled by the members. SACCOs are democratically controlled by the members, whereby hakuna, it's one man, one member, one vote, regardless ya shareholding. Najua hapa kuna watu wakona, members wakona deposit za juu. They have, I don't want to shout so much because of this mic. I'm just trying to control my voice. So, I know there are members who have deposits za juu, wengine ni za chini. The share capital, I know minimum is 5,000, but maybe there's a member who has 20,000. Maximum, kuna member amefikisha 20,000 in share capital. Yeah. Na highest saver kona deposit ya pesa ngapi? Highest saver, without mentioning the name. The deposit. Yes. Kuna member, maybe around 3 millions, the highest saver, without mentioning names. Lakini that highest saver has only one vote. And it's not supposed to control the Sacco. Hata kama member kona 10,000 ako equal to the member who has 3 millions. Hiyo ndio tunasema SACCOs are democratically controlled. And that's why every time when you're voting, inueni mikono, kila mtu anakauntiwa. Hata kama ni secret ama ya kuinua mkono. The third principle, education and training, like what I said, education and training for both the management committees and supervisory, and also the members, because of information. Ili mkuwe mnajua hii SACCO yetu inaenda iko aje, iko vipi, what loans are there, as a member, what are my rights, hii maneno ya share capital guarantorship, what is this, and then you get to ask questions as a member. To be able to make proper decisions for your SACCO to move forward. The other principle, the fourth one, is cooperation with other cooperatives. It's a principle. Mkiwa ACK St. James SACCO, mfai kukaa peke yenu hivi. You need to cooperate with others through Ushirika Day. We have a day we call Ushirika Day celebrations. Every year, the first Saturday of July every year, tukona Ushirika Day celebrations, whereby all SACCOs converge and celebrate. This year it was held at KICC. I think you saw in the news. I think we invited you. Yes, you invited. And the members can attend. You cooperate amongst others. Then do benchmarking. We have so many other SACCOs, za churches around. Kamati wenu hajakatazwa kubenchmark kama kutembea huko waangalie hawa wanafanya aje. Wanafanya what are they doing that we can borrow from them, that we can improve. Cooperation with other cooperatives. Cooperatives ni mingi. Muna cooperate so that we don't remain secluded. Mujue ni nini kunaendelea kwa zile other cooperatives. We have some other forums to invite kamati, like now in October 6th, from October to 9th. All the African ministers of cooperatives, the way Oparanya is our CS for cooperatives, wote wa Africa wanakuja Kenya on 6th. They'll be here at Safari Park. Minister wa Ghana wa cooperatives, wa Nigeria, all over Africa. They'll be in Nairobi. And we invited your board to be part of it, although there's some registration fee. So they are going to look at their budget to see whether it's possible for them to attend, so that they can listen about other countries, what they are doing. Sasawa, that's what you're calling the cooperation amongst other cooperatives. Tuko ya nne, ya fifth, concern for community. You need to be concerned about the community through CSR. Kuna vitu tunaita responsibility, corporate social responsibilities. Some SACCOs, I don't know whether you incorporated that in your whatever in their budgets. Usually apportion something to help the community around. Maybe there's a children's home around. Muna donate some things over there. That is what concern for community. Sometimes mnatenga siku, mnasema sasa tunaenda kusafisha hapa town as ACK St. James Sacco. Those community things you can do them. The other principle is autonomy and independence. A Sacco inafaa kukua very independent and autonomous. Hiyo ni maneno ya independence. A cooperative ni kama a person, it can be sued. Mnaweza pelekwa kotini na a member. It's like a person. You are very independent from, you are registered, you know, you have a certificate of registration. You are very independent from the church, from the ACK housing cooperative. Nyi mko tofauti kabisa. It's on that you are here as members of ACK Church, St. James, but this organization is independent from the church. Sawa. This is what I'm calling autonomous and independence. The last one is economic participation by the members. The members, you're supposed to participate economically through savings na kuchukua loans. Those are the 7 principles. Na zisa hapa Kenya, all over the world. Hizo ukisoma hizo sasa you know the guideline yenye ina guide cooperatives. Tutaangalia values as I look for at equality and equity as part of the topic. I'm now going to look at the issue of qualifications of a member. What are the qualifications of a member? Ukitaka kujoin cooperative, your bylaw should guide you on the entrance fee. One thing. I hope you are still together. To be able to enjoy the services of ACK St. James Sacco, number 1, you need to contribute a registration fee ya kuingia kwa chama, which is not refundable, ni ya kujiandikisha tu. Na hapa ni pesa ngapi bwana chairman? Entrance fee 500 shillings ya kujiandikisha. Number 2, you have to buy shares. Na ndio tunaita share capital. There I'm going to dwell kiasi. Tunasema cooperatives are member owned. Hii ndio stake yako kwa cooperative society. What makes you an owner of a company or a cooperative is through shareholding. Sawa? Na shares sio zile tuna contribute per month. Hiyo tunaita deposits. Sana sana tunaita share yangu ni ngapi? Share yangu ni 3 million, mwingine anasema share yangu ni 200,000. Hiyo ni deposits. But share capital, the minimum hapa ni 5,000 shillings. Just one off. 5,000. Hiyo ndio minimum share capital yenye member anafaa kukua nayo at any one time. Sawa? Are we together? 5,000 shillings. Na hiyo 5,000 do ina form what we call core capital. Kwa Sacco ni lazima ikuwe na mizizi. You know, as a Sacco, members deposits ni zao, ni zenu. Ukitoka unaweza rudishiwa your deposit. Lakini Sacco yenyewe as ACK St. James, pesa yake ni gani hapo? Hiyo tunaita core capital. Core capital kuna reserves, kuna if you make profit, kama mmetengeneza faida, kuna vitu tunasomoa kwa account inaitwa reserve fund. Ni kama wewe if you are working somewhere, when you earn your salary, you don't eat everything, isn't it? Unabakisha ingine, unasema ni a rainy day. Kwa Sacco tunaziita reserves. Unajua ni majina kubwa kubwa lakini the meaning is basic. Ni majina kubwa lakini sio kitu kubwa. Reserves ni zile zinabaki ama retained earnings. Unakula, mnalipa dividend, mnalipa expenses, lakini retained earnings inakuanga kwa hizi. Tunasikia retained earnings. So kwa share capital, it's part of the core capital. Share capital ya members inafaa kukaa kwa society without being withdrawn. So as a member like myself, let's say I'm Phyllis. Let's take a member. You said you're Wanjiru, ama? Elizabeth. Isabella here is a member. Tuseme labda kona 5,000 worth of shares. And she wants to leave the Sacco. Hatarudishiwa, she will not be refunded the shares. Atatafuta a fellow member a transfer kwake. What we call the to transfer shares. Sawa? To transfer meaning, if I'm a member and I want, and Isabella has approached me, nunua shares zake, nimpatie 5,000 cash, na yeye yake itransferiwe kwangu. Sawa? Nitoe yangu kwa mfuko, nimenunua. Kwa hivyo mimi as Phyllis, nitakuwa na 5,000 yangu plus 5,000 yake yenye nimenunua. That is 10,000. Lakini hiyo pesa haijatoka kwa Sacco. Sawa? Inafaa kukaa hapo. What if you lack someone to transfer to? Unaiacha tu, then you'll be earning dividends. But you have to look for someone to transfer to. Hata kama ndio atanunua 1,000 mwingine 1,000, lakini you as a member, the Sacco will not refund you the 5,000. You'll look for a member to buy your shares ama to transfer to that member. So hiyo share capital inafaa kukaa kwa society all times. Haifai kutoka hapo because it's forming the roots. Ni kama ndio mizizi ya society. So ukitoa ni kama umekata mizizi, na mkitoka wote society sini kuanguka. Ukikata mizizi ya miti, the roots, sini ku collapse tu, ina collapse. So hiyo ndio mizizi ya ACK St. James. The share capital plus the reserves, hizo zinabaki, na retained earnings zenye zinabaki after mmelipa dividend, after mmelipa interest on deposits yenye mlipa 6% last year, dividend mkalipa na 10% kwa share capital. After mmelipa hiyo pesa yote yenye inabaki ya society, ndio tunaita retained earnings, plus the share capital plus the reserves, ndio ina form hiyo mizizi ya society. The characteristics of share capital: it is not refundable but transferable, na the share capital ina earn dividends. Niliona last time muli earn 10%. So if you have 5,000, if you had 5,000, uli earn 500. Na hiyo 500 nikaona in your books and in your minutes, it was capitalized, isn't it? Capitalize mnasema aje? Hiyo 500 haikukuja kwa mfuko wako, isn't it? It went to build on your share capital. If you had 5,000 and you earned 500, meaning since you didn't pocket it, ukitoka kwa AGM ulikuwa na 5,500. So as at now, I don't expect members wakuwe na 5,000 kwa sababu mlicapitalize. I expect hata minimum wakuwe ni 5,500. Isn't it, Bwana Chairman? Yeah, that is what I expect with capitalization of the share capital. Ni 10%. 500. Are we getting each other? Let me repeat again. Each member tuseme ni 5,000. Najua kuna members wako na 10,000, wengine 20. If dividend was 10% of the 5,000, so member ali earn 500 shillings. Hiyo 500 shilling haukupewa ukapocket, ilikaa kwa society, so it went to add on to your share capital. So ikaenda 5,500. If you earn, uki earn 10% come the end of 2025, it will be 10% on 5,500. It will be 550 shillings. If you capitalize again, itaenda kuongeza tena. So inakuwa compounded every other, ina grow. Na ina grow the share capital of the whole society. Yako ikigrow na 500, mwingine 500, ina grow the total share capital. Because you're not withdrawing it, unaweka kwa mfuko, ibaki inabaki kwa society. Because you're trying to grow the share capital, as I learned from the books. Are we together hapa kwa share capital? Hii inakuanga kali sana. And it's part of your ownership. If you don't have the 5,000, that doesn't, now you're not a fully qualified member. We are looking at the qualification of membership. Umetoa entrance fee. Sasa kuna share capital. Now we go to the deposits. Because there's a difference between the deposit and the share capital. And what is the work of the share capital before we get from there? Kazi yake ni kununua immovable items za society. Unajua it's not refundable. So you can use it to buy ata cabinet ya kuweka vitabu kwa Sacco, to buy seats, to invest in other areas, kununua viti, kununua meza. Inaweza tumika kununua immovable assets, lakini deposit ya member haifai kutumika kununua vitu za society. Kama ati meza, deposit nimesikia kwa member kuna 3 million. I've seen the total deposit is at 65 millions. Yo 65 million haifai kutumika ati mnajenga manyumba nayo, mnanunua mashamba ama kununua viti na meza. That is members money. Lakini yo 4 million nimeona kama share capital, that one now can be used for such things because members will not claim that money. Hiyo inakuwa transferable. Hiyo inakaanga tu kwa society. Sawa? Yes. So when I go to the deposits, I was told the minimum deposit per member contribution is 500 shillings. 500. Now that one again is the one yenye inakusaidia kupata loan as a member. Situzama ni maneno ya savings. So we are talking about savings and credit. We'll come to the credit part. Na uanzi na kuchukua loan alafu tuna save. You start with the savings, then you go to the credit. As I go now to the deposits, what are the characteristics of the deposits? This deposit of yours, wacha tuseme ni 500,000 yenye umeweka miaka from 2011, maybe unaweka 2,000, 5,000, imefika 300,000 as at now. What happens when you take a loan? You are not supposed to use this deposit to do partial payment of your loan. Sawa sawa? Tuseme uko na loan kama ya 300,000 and your deposits are 500,000. Then you come to the society na sema, ebu, because I have 500,000, toa hii loan yangu ya 200, niachwe na 300. It is not allowed in cooperative setting. Because the purpose of why the cooperative came into place in the first place is to encourage savings, not partial withdrawal. You cannot partially withdraw your deposits. Ukichukua loan, lipa mpaka mwisho. Don't use your deposits to repay your loan. Hiyo ndio sheria ya cooperative inasema. Number 2, other than not using your deposits to repay your loan, let's say you don't have a loan at all. Na uko na deposit ya 500,000. Umepata shida ya 100,000, then you run to the society, ebu part of this 500, ebu si ni pesa yangu, nipatie 100,000, si ni yangu, na unatoa, unakasirika sana. It is not allowed. Yes. Because we are inculcating the culture of savings. In fact, I wish Gen Z naona Gen Z ni wachache, other than maybe, I don't know whether kama amepita kidogo. Just a few faces. I wish you were here. Where are our children? Watoto wetu wako wapi? That's a question I want to ask. They need to join the Sacco. Wako? Hawana job. Lakini wengine wako. But kuna member nasema hawana job, so they cannot save. But what I've learned when in this sector, I've been in this sector for some time, our Gen Z, they don't like saving. Hata wenye wako kazi hawataki kuingia kwa Saccos. They don't want to save. And they want quick. Wanauliza, mimi nikisave, will I get 5 million tomorrow I buy a house or a car? Akiambiwa hapana, mimi, wewe you have to save, multiplier ni times 4, you need guarantors. Ai, naona hiyo kazi hapana. Anakimbia kwa bank because it's a quick fix. Then anaanza kutoil huko. You know, banks are not the best places to go. Anachukua loan 4 million, pesa ilipo napeana, ananunua gari kubwa. Anatembea nayo. Na anahama in a very big house. Hiyo ndio maisha. I don't know what we are going to do because there's a problem somewhere. Ama anakuja na save, then all of a sudden after 2 years anachukua pesa yote na anaenda ananunua gari, he'll never come back again. And they just buy these status items. So jenzi when you wako hapa, don't do that. Save for your future. Yeah? Let us emulate our fathers and mothers and try to bring in more. So I was talking about the savings. So you cannot partially withdraw your savings because you're inculcating the culture of savings. Si kama ATM. Unajua siku hizi hata ATM imekosa nini, siku hizi ni M-Pesa. Ukiwa na account, pesa ikiingia unavuruta na yeye unatoa, you know, even before you just pay. Inatoka kwa account inaingia kwa M-Pesa, you pay for something. So you'll never save in such a situation. But Sacco inakuforce. You live within your means because you know hii pesa si yangu. Hii pesa iko pale for my, and what I've seen, in fact, cause Makadara area covers industrial area. Most of the Saccos that we are supervising in Makadara are the ones zenye ziko kampuni, the company based. Employees wa makampuni wa industrial area. And during COVID, hizi kampuni some of them collapsed. And even now, unapata kampuni imefunga. Na ikifunga hivi, the Saccos tend to collapse. Because the membership of these Saccos is from the employees of these companies. Unajua yenu is unique, we call it community based kama yenu. Lakini zile za employer based, unapata kampuni, let's say Weetabix ama ile ya huko industrial area, some of the companies zina manufacture plastics, wengine wanatengeneza mabodi ya magari. So they come together. Sometimes you find these companies collapse. And our members, the only money yenye wanajipata wako nayo ni the savings in the Saccos. When such things happen, tuna freeze account, tunaambia leteni list ya refunds, wanaleta, then we facilitate your refunds. Na member nasema, I wish I knew. Ninge save pesa. I was in a position to save more. Lakini nilikuwa naona, wacha tu. So unaona members anakujia 100,000, amekaa kwa society for 10 years, but alikuwa ana save the bare minimum kulingana na bylaw yao. Anasema I wish I knew. Sahi kampuni imecollapse, before I can get my footing, hiyo ndio pesa yenye tu niko nayo mbele na nyuma. But I wish I knew. Naambia yenyewe ni ukweli, lakini you are better off than even the person who did not join this Sacco from the beginning. Unajua kuna watu wenye hata wanaambiwa tu wanakataa. They have told but they just don't want to listen. And that's what you're saying, that's why Saccos were formed, because of the savings. Now hapa the savings are, the total savings, hata kuna zingine ziko in millions at treasury bills, mmeweka huko, because members are not taking loans. Zingine ziko CIC money market. We are talking to a tune of almost 70 million. Yenye iko huko invest and members have not taken loans. But that one doesn't mean that you come and take a loan without a purpose. Yeah? Because we are looking at the savings. Other than the credit, remember there's a savings part. You don't have to have a loan because you are in a Sacco. Isn't it? That's what I want to communicate. Even if you are in a Sacco, sio lazima uchukue loan. If you are not in need of that loan, don't take. You can remain in a Sacco and be earning these interest at the end of every year, the 6%. Lakini continue putting the 500 or whatever amount every month. That's what defines your activeness. Of course, you cannot be a member of the Sacco. I talked about qualification. Ati wewe ni share capital uko nayo tu. You have to have the deposits na contribute per month to be an active member. Huwezi sema sasa, since I'm not taking a loan, wacha nichukue deposit yangu niende lakini I want to remain part of the membership. Hapana, hiyo haiwezekani. Ati unachukua, una withdraw, unaka na 5,000 and you want to say I'm a member of ACK St. James. Wewe tunakuita kama dormant. Hata wewe you're not a member anymore. Because you're not participating economically. Si tulisema maneno ya economic participation by the members as one of the principles. Wewe utoi ile 500, you are not saving anything towards the future. You have a very big future ahead. Miaka bado haijaisha. You have a very big future. And the more you save, the bigger the interest. Hiyo 6%. Mwenye akona 3 million, calculate very fast. Hiyo 6%, alipata 180,000 ama nilikuwa ngapi? Or is it 1.8? 6%. 1.8 million. Ama kitu kama hiyo. 180,000. 180,000, eh? Na another one has 100,000 because ataki kusave. Na kona uwezo 6% of 100,000. 6,000 ama 6, something like that. Look at that. Because savings iko na maana yake. Number 1, hiyo high, if you want a loan, you can get a bigger loan. But if you don't need a loan, don't take it. Just save your money. For that, we call it investment. For investment. Inakaa tu pale unajua wewe, and if the Sacco performs better, hata mnaweza fikisha 7%, even 10%. And you earn something. And you belong somewhere. You know, when you are somewhere in this such a Sacco, like now you are cooperating. Kama ungekuwa kwa Sacco, sasa ungekuwa hapa leo. Mnasalimiana na wenzako, ungekuwa tu labda nyumbani, jana ulikuwa nyumbani tu. Some of them maybe are retirees. Isn't it? You are not interacting. You are just there. Umeboeka tu. Lakini saa hii umekuja. Si uko sawa unasikia, at least you are learning something. And you are happy, you know? Hata unaongeza miaka because of that. You cooperate. Don't seem like because you don't need a loan, you've invested, umefika mwisho at now, it's time just to live and ukae tu just like that. Belong to the Sacco and save. These savings are withdrawable. Utarudishiwa hizi, si kama share capital. Ukitaka kurudishiwa at the time of withdrawal ama cessation of membership, that's the time unaweza rudishiwa hizi deposits. But utarudishiwa so long as you've not guaranteed another member. Kama umeguarantee another member and you wish to withdraw, na urudishiwe, unatafuta alternative guarantors. For example, I want to give the same example like Isabella and myself. I belong to the Sacco, maybe, and Isabella is a member of the Sacco. I want to leave the Sacco. Mimi niko na 500,000, but I've guaranteed her some amount. Na mimi hata sina loan. What are my liabilities? Liabilities zangu, number 1 is if I have a loan. Number 2 is if I've guaranteed someone else. Kama nime guarantee Isabella, nitaambiwa kamati nafaa kukataa kuni release, nisirudishiwe kwanza until I can get an alternative guarantor. Tukiwa na Isabella tutafuta alternative guarantor, huyo guarantor akuje akalie awear my shoes. Sawa? Mimi sasa nitolewe, mwingine awekwe kama guarantor yake. So that sasa nikuwe free and I be refunded my cash. Sawa sawa? Si atutafungwa mpaka Isabella malize loan. No, you can look for alternative guarantors. So at no one time should a member be released kama one akona loan that is more than her deposits, because ataachia guarantors mashida. If the loan is now below the deposits, that one is possible. But what I usually encourage members is that don't just come to withdraw because umesikia kuna partial withdrawal and you want to use your money. You just come withdraw just for the purpose of going to use your money, then you come back as a new member. Utakuwa na mark time, and we've seen the importances of savings. Financial security. So ukiwa na pesa uko financially secure. Hata ukiwa nyumbani unajua I'll earn something at the end of the year through my savings. It's an investment. Like venye mtu anakuanga amejenga nyumba. Your savings are your investment. So hata ukiweza save as much as possible. Hata kama uchukui loan. Endelea kusave wewe, unajua wewe unaongeza pale. Ni kikapu yako unaweka. Si mtu mwingine and your generations. Of course kuna next of kin, kuna nominee yenye tutaongelelea maneno ya beneficiaries. In case of death, who can inherit your savings or some of those issues. So you see, your savings are very important. They are part of your savings. They are part of your investment. Na zina form part of, in case you need a loan, ndizo zina kusaidia kupata hii loan. I think there's a person who will be coming to talk about the loan products za your Sacco. Hapo it will be elaborated more about the multiplier issues and what have you. Your savings make you financial. You know, sometimes stress and depression comes from many sources, isn't it? Ukikaa hivi kukumbuka huna kitu, even you don't know anything, you don't have anywhere you can get something at the end of the year. Watu unapata stress and depressed. Now even inaleta health problems. Lakini ukijua uko na kitu yenye inaleta kitu and you are financially secure for the future, hata magonjwa inatoroka tu. By the way, overthinking inaletanga stress, ina stress your organs, inaleta depression, nasikia tu wakati wote uko na unamwona kichwa, pressure inapanda, damu inakimbia because unafikiria tu about tomorrow that you don't know how it will be, isn't it? Lakini ukiwa secure, you are at peace. Hata miaka inakuwa, hata pressure huna, because you invested wise when you are younger. Hata saa hii unaenda ukiongeza. Sasa, those are the advantages of savings. Na qualification ndio nimesema, to be a fully qualified member, share capital na unatoa hiyo savings every month. When I go to the credit part, tusema ni savings and credit. Nikisema tutadwell kwa hizo mbili. Of course now, sasa umesave, but you need a loan. I'm talking to the people now who want loans ama they are taking loans. To qualify to take a loan, you have to have the deposits. Kuna ile sheria tunaita credit policy yenye iko kwa society. Someone will be coming to talk about the loans, isn't it? Yeah. So I don't want to dwell into the nitty-gritties of loans, but generally, just general. Na nilisema loan you take with a purpose. Take loans for investment, not consumption. Consumption loans, hata kuchukua loan kununua gari ya kujiendesha, si ya biashara, unless you know where the repayments are coming from, don't try. Unajua kuna wengine, yes, they invest in rental flats, wakona many other sources of income. Hata akichukua loan ya kununua gari, anajua where the gari ya kuendesha hii personal car, si ya biashara, personal, Prado, ya kujiendesha tu. But if you have other sources ya kulipa hii loan, then it is okay. But if there are no other sources you have ya kulipa hii loan, because this vehicle is not an income generating project, or this big television, or this big house you want to rent, and you want to use the rental money, the loan, kurent ama kununua vitu zenye halizileti income. If you don't have any other way of getting money to pay, don't try. If you don't have any need for a loan, don't try to take a loan. Kuwa na project. If the project is not tried and tested, unajua kuna ingine unaona, hey, kuna biashara nimeona mzuri, I think I need to start that biashara. Don't take a big loan to start to venture into something that you've not tried before. Sasa, start small. Unaanza kadogo. You can take a small one. You see how it goes. If it succeeds, then you can still progress and take a bigger one. to fund that project. Lakini usichukue milioni 2, wacha niende nianze biashara sijui ya nini. Yote unapeleka pale and you are starting. Even you don't know how it is done or the outcome. As much as you're talking about investments, choose them wisely as you invest there. Take a loan from the Sacco to invest. Because again, you don't want to, hatutaki kuumiza guarantors wetu. Umechukua loan, umeshindwa na kulipa, biashara haiendelei vizuri. And then your guarantors get to suffer, or the Sacco even gets losses. Of course, when you take a loan, it has to be guaranteed. That's the most basic. Tulisema hii Sacco, he's your bank, see your microfinance, it's member owned, and members do wanna contribute, and you guarantee yourselves. And this one being a very unique Sacco, whereby it's not employer based. For the ones that have employer based, at the check off, ama ile pay slip, it's very easy because pesa loan inadidactiwa tu from the pay slip. Lakini hii tunaita community based. Ni wewe as a member, you can form cells, like now you're in a church, maybe where you stay, or the fellowships that you have. Those members that you interact with, most of the times you can form some groups ama cells, whereby you can guarantee yourselves, amongst yourselves. You know each other, munajua kwake, unajua watu wao. You know yourselves. So that in the event that that person akuwe defaulter, you know where to get that person. Unaweza mfuata. Because guarantorship is a contract between the loanee, mtu mnachukua loan, na guarantor. It's a contract. Meaning, if I don't pay my loan, kama yeye atalipa loan, I'm fully in charge of that loan. If at all that member refuses to pay. And that's what this committee looks at. Nisikia kuna wa credit alijiintroduce kama credit committee. Credit kazi yao ni kuangalia members waki apply loans, kazi yao ni kuvet, to appraise those loan forms. Huyu member may apply 1 million. Akona deposit inatosha, yes. Akona guarantors, wamekava hii loan, number 1, 2, 3. Yeye kazi yake si kuita interview. Guarantor number 1, sit here, did you guarantee this loan? But it's important, I don't know that you do a callback, just to call to find out whether that guarantor guaranteed. Because one of the challenges we get, complaints, it's whereby people have forged. But I don't know, this one is a church setting. It's a church setting. But sometimes it can happen, isn't it? Mtu ameforge signature ya Phyllis. Ameforge number 2 na number 3. Anakuja anapewa loan. Akidefault, mtu anasema member, I have never guaranteed that person. Hata simujui. Yes. You know this Sacco, it's not like a bank atu wako na signature, specimen signature za kila mtu. Si kwa bank unaenda unasaini unaambiwa, "Hey madam, are you the one? Is this your signature?" Because maybe umekaa na umesahau vile ulikuwa umepatiana specimen signature. Si tushairudisha kwa sababu ya signatures. Naambiwa, not unless now you are vetted. Ebu leta ID, leta picture, ebu answer these questions to verify whether you are the one who has come with a funny signature at the bank. Lakini kwa Sacco, because of the infrastructures, they will not be able to know his signature ni ya nani, is it ya Phyllis. So we usually encourage, if it doesn't happen, that even if the loan form has come with guarantors, kuna place ya namba za simu na watu wanapigiwa just to be asked. Not mambo mingi. Fulani, have you guaranteed this loan? Yes. Sawa sawa. Phyllis ama Isabella, have you guaranteed this loan? Sawa. Mwingine, have you guaranteed? No, I did not guarantee. Then you inaeko kando kwanza. So that's the issue of the guarantorship. Know that you, the guarantor, in case the person, the loanee doesn't pay within 3 months, of course the Sacco will notify you that mtu wako, loan yenye alichukua alipi. Start looking for your person. But if your deposits are within, there's something we call self-guarantee. Self-guarantee. whereby you've not guaranteed anybody, work on a 500,000 worth of deposits, and you just need a loan of 200,000 or 300,000. And you've not guaranteed anyone else. You can self-guarantee yourself using your deposits. Are we together? You have 500,000, you just need a loan of 300,000. Na huja guarantee mtu mwingine yoyote. There's no need of looking for guarantors. You can use your deposits to self-guarantee. But again, don't self-guarantee and refuse to pay. Si tumesoma maneno ya savings. Because now if you refuse, ni kama umefanya pash, you are eating your savings. You are eating your savings. Na ukikula, what happens? Jasho inaanza kutoka because na umekula savings zako. When the interest is being declared, you are just earning minimal. Huwezi pata loan because now you are a bad debtor. Unajulikana ulipanga loan zako. Even when you have a very emergency case, ama there's something you want to do, ukikuja hapa una wewe hatuwezi kupatia. You're a bad payer, you don't pay your loans. Na nisema nikianza, Sacco is open and voluntary. There's a reason why you join this Sacco. As an individual. You know, you are an individual first, then you become collective. Sawa? Wewe ni uko mtu mmoja. Then mkikuwa watu wengi ndio inakuwa Sacco. You know why you join this Sacco? For economic benefits. To save for future, to invest, and to get loans for investments, quick and cheap loans. Because hapa you can't compare with the banks. Hapa unaona chairman wako. You can talk to the treasurer, you can talk to the chairman. The office is just here. Jaribu leo kuanza kuendea loan kwa bank, uone venye utazunguka hii town. Utazungushwa. Na wakati huo unazungushwa, it's not that there's anything big. In fact, interest juu, sijui mambo mingi, at the end of the day you become a slave to that bank. Hapa it's you come, you say I have this, niko na guarantors. Pesa ikiwa unapata loan yako. Si sawa? And when you take your loan and start repaying with interest, know that this Sacco is yours. That's where the Sacco inapata its income. So you've invested kwa kina treasury bills and the CIC money market. Ile pesa nimesema. Another source of income, which should be the main source of income, is from the interest from the loans zenye mnachukua. And at the end of the day, since you are the members of the Sacco, then you get to enjoy at the end of the year. Profit ikikuwa kubwa, na expenses inakuwa chini, of course, hata interest, hiyo 6% inakuwa, inaweza enda juu hata to 10%. So long as you maintain your expenses to the at least 30% of the total revenue. And I've seen that you are trying. You're talking about the credit part. Tumalizana na maneno ya savings. So the credit. Of course, you are a member, tumeongea the process, the loan application, unachukua, unajaza, loan inakuwa guaranteed, and then you pay for your loan. And invest wisely. Si hivyo? That's all about the savings and credit. Cooperative. Those are the main objectives. The credit and savings. And with the teamwork of the members, plus the management committee that you elected. Because the management committee ndio wako custodians. Ndio mmewapatia hilo jukumu la kuangalilia pesa yenu. Ndio waliangalia wakaona hii pesa, hii 70 million, it's too much to be in the account ya cooperative bank kama whichever bank. Wacha tubebe hii pesa, ingine tuweke CIC money market, and of course I know they sensitized you about that before they did that, isn't it? Then again, wacha tupeleke treasury bills. Where waliona investment yenu haitapotea. You know there are some areas patapotea. You can invest and then you get to lose everything. Of course they know there will be some interest. Muta earn something at the end of the year from this investment. And that's why muliwa elect. And if members now, they want to take loans, because hata nisema it's better when the money is there than watu wachukue if they don't need the loans, na ikose kulipwa back, ipotee, isn't it? Of course, they are going to look into the areas that is it to expand the payment period, why they do, the officials, they just do an analysis on why maybe the members, is it that they don't need the loan, or is it the rules are very, is it the repayment periods that are very short, do you need to prolong so they invest, they qualify for bigger loans, and the members are able to pay. I think I saw your repayment period is 48 months. Is there a need to prolong it a bit so that members was burdened? You know, all those areas, you can look at them. If not, because I said loaning is not a must, you can still have it as a business. Well, invest in those treasury bills and what have you. At the end of the year, you earn your interest and dividends from the share capital. And life continues, isn't it? But you have a very strong Sacco. So, mukishikana mikono, you, the members, and the kamati, wenye mmeweka kukuwa custodians, the leadership, then your Sacco itaenda mbali sana, na iko mbali, na mtasaidika. Having said that, I think questions, I hope you are noting your questions. Tutauliza maswali baadaye. I want to talk about the beneficiaries. There's something called the nominee. Tunamjua sana kama next of kin. You have next of kin or nominee, beneficiary. Your Sacco, your loans are insured. In the case of, I think the CIC person will be coming to talk to you. Later I saw that he slotted somewhere. So I don't want to talk about the insurance part, but I know your Sacco, they insured. In case of death, because death, it will happen one day, even if you are saving even for the future and for our children and what have you. So in case of death, the Sacco, your loans are insured. The insurance takes care. And also there are members who do not have loans. And what happens when such a member gets to pass away? Na kona kama even milioni zake mbili kwa society. You are supposed to nominate people or a person, a beneficiary, to inherit these savings. Na kama hamjafanya hivyo, it should be confidential and you can change. You are allowed to change along the way. Na inakuwa confidential. Because what happens? There's someone we call next of kin. Next of kin ni different from a beneficiary or a nominee. Next of kin means in case of an accident or incident or something, next of kin ndiye anajulishwa. Hey, hello, no Phyllis, yes, kuna kitu nimefanyia, just come and check, you are listed as the next of kin, but there's something wrong here, just come. But next of kin, hawezi pewa your deposit that because of, in case of death. Sawa? You're supposed to nominate a nominee. And I hope, Chairman, you've got a nominee forms. They are there, nominee forms, whereby now you say, in case of death, my savings or my money in the ACK St. James Sacco will go to number 1, fulani 50%, ama 100%. Huyo ni mtu moja. Hiyo inaisha, unafunga maneno, unaona sign. Kama ni 100%. Whoever. You can even nominate a friend. People nominate even friends. Family members, wives, the husbands, anything. It's upon you as an individual to decide whom your nominee is. Or others don't give 100% to one person. Inakuwa number 1, fulani 50%, mwingine 30%, mwingine 20%. So long as all of it ina add to 100%. Number 1, 2, 3. Na una sign na unapeleka kwa society na iko kwa file yako, it's private and confidential information. Inawekwa. In case something happens, you just open your file and see whom did you nominate. Na wanaitiwa pesa yao. But if you do not, hiyo pesa ni ya serikali, inaenda kwa public trustee. Hebu imagine. Serikali dinaamua nani anapewa ama kama watapatiana. Pesa yenye umefanyia kazi hivyo. Even if they know your wife or husband, hata akienda kwa DO, aseme I'm the wife, hata present marriage certificate, inakuwa kesi. Someone is saying something. Public trustee, kuna maneno ya ufa. Nominee dies. No, too bad. Cause now hiyo ndio naongelelea maneno ya negligence of the member. Because remember, this member at the time of death, huyu nominee tayari alikuwa hajakufa. Then that's where I am. Let me come out clear. He's asking for the ones who are not, maybe I wish there's a mic. And then the other one dies. No, I don't think the first one can be given the second one's nominee. Hata hiyo labda inaenda anauliza, what if a member dies, the owner of the money? Then only to come to the second nominee, wanapata amekufa hata yeye. What happens? I'm thinking the shared money, the first nominee cannot get the 100%. Yeye anapata share yake, hii ingine inaenda kwa trustee wenye anasema. And that's why it's very important, because you may not know who are the relatives of the second nominee again. Hii sasa ndio maneno yenye inapelekwa kwa serikali kutatua. Public trustee, sijui DO, ama wanaweza amua, anyway, alikuwa ameweka huyu wa kwanza 50%, wacha tumpatie yote. Hiyo sasa ni serikali na venye nimesema tu. But let me come in even there as we are still in his question. And that's why I said, change your nominees if anything happens. Ulikuwa umenominate mtu wewe, lakini like you sasa umeishi, hata your nominee ndiye ameenda even before you. Don't just sit without changing. Now you look for another one. Sawa? Watu wengine wanaweka maybe the parents, maybe ni Gen Z, hajaolewa, hana watoto, hana nothing, akaeka a brother or a sister or even a friend. 10 years down the line na bado ana save, amepata mtoi, amepata marafiki wengine, ama even falling out with a friend mwenye alika, even this one is not a good friend. Wamekuwa enemies ama even hawasikizani. Na huja change nominee, bado wako pale. In case of anything, wanafungua file, ulikuwa umeweka nani fulani ndiye atakula pesa yako. Yes, you never changed.
Sometimes when we marry, maybe my surname is Kuria, my father's name is Kuria. Kwa kipande naitwa Kuria. So kwa nominee naandika, say my late wife was called Agnes, anaitwa Agnes Kuria. My mother probably is also called Agnes Kuria. So when I die, hiyo pesa my mother can come and claim at the end Yeye ndiye aliandikwa.
Let me explain. In that nominee form, I think kuna relationship, wife, relationship, mother, and even the ID number of that person should be provided. Sasa kamati akifungua naona what is the relationship. That's why as a member you need to fill all those blank spaces. Usiandike Agnes Kuria then relationship unaacha blank. Then ID number. If it is a wife, of course they'll see it is a wife. If it is a mother, ulikuwa umeandika mother. And if as a member you know there's such confusion. Hata kama haiko andika hapo wife na uandike in brackets. Si sawa? And that's why it is your responsibility as a member to take note of such. Hata kama maybe it is not provided for as part of that information. I don't want to take much. Kuna wengine wanaongea nisikule muda wote. So, I'll just take maybe the next 5 minutes then muuliza maswali. It is your responsibility, and that's why this topic is there today. As a member, if there's any information you feel you need to add, hata kama haiko provided for, add it. Maybe upate relationship haina, na hapa mimi my wife is Agnes Kuria. But akona jina ya katikati, lakini wacha tuseme labda haiko. Wote ni Agnes Kurias. And if there's not that blank space ya relationship, add it as a member. It is your responsibility. Uandike wife or mother or sister. Na uweke hapo in brackets. Ama my sister, hata unasema my mother. Si ni sawa? Na nikasema you can change your nominee anytime. That's where I was. Nilikuwa nasema maneno ya maybe at that time you were young. Ukaweka rafiki, ukaweka mama, ukaweka sister. Along the way, ukaoleka ama ukaoa, ukapata watoto na hukubadilisha. The person mwenye ameandikwa hapo ndiye atapewa pesa yako. So anytime, ama even divorces happen. That time you are married, ukaweka bwana, ukaweka bibi, along the line, something happened, hamkuelewano, akaenda, you married another, ama anything happens. Life happens, isn't it? When it happens, you change the nominees as soon as possible because you don't know what will happen tomorrow. Sawa? Na nikasema next of kin and nominee are different things. I think kwa membership form kuna kuanga na next of kin. Lakini nominee is a separate sheet of paper. Should be separate. Yenye sasa unaweza badilisha every other time. Sini sawa sawa? Well, left anything out. And I think that's it. Si tumesoma mengi. Maybe questions? Maswali? Yes? I'll take all the questions.
What is the difference between next of kin and nominee?
Ukiuliza swali, unapeana member namba yako ukikumbuka unapeana. Ukiuliza swali. Nimeelezwa na member number so that iandikwe pale. Kama unakumbuka.
Ati?
Member number, namba yako.
I am a visitor.
Oh, you are a visitor. Oh, kuna wenye wamekuja kuhudhuria ili muingie mkisikia hiyo maneno mzuri. Oh, okay, I didn't know. Uliza swali tena sikusikia. Na jina.
Naitwa Bill. Nataka kujua what is the difference between the nominee and the next of kin. Bill Hawamboi.
Number 1. Yes, I want to take all. Then I tackle. Yes.
Good afternoon. Flora, member number 393. It's just a clarification. I still don't understand why our deposits cannot pay our loans.
Why?
Our deposits cannot repay our loans. The way you're saying that we cannot clear our loans without our deposit. Thank you.
Okay. The other question?
Name Mary, member number 0771. I have a question regarding the nominees. Are you allowed to nominate somebody, like in our case, who is under 18? And in case of any eventuality, is the nominee under 18 able to be given my deposits? Thank you.
Okay, under 18.
I'm Flora, number 636. I have two questions on economical savings. Why can't a dormant member get dividends? Or maybe I misunderstood. That's number one. Number two, if I buy the share capital of another member, shall I get dividends for the two shares? Oh, okay.
Okay, another one?
Good afternoon, everyone.
Afternoon.
I'm member 786. Nauliza tofauti ya next of kin na beneficiary. Na next of kin anakulaga kitu kwa deposit Sacco.
Next of, okay. Kuna ingine ama? Okay.
Member number 652. My question was, at what point are the circles supposed to invest, maybe like in other investment like transport or any other business, let's say building some apartments?
The Sacco invest in other investments like transport, buildings. At what point?
My name is Njoroge, member number 8. I think this goes beyond our Sacco. This goes to the ministry. Why does now the share capital member who has now transferred cease to be a member?
Just repeat again.
When I buy a share capital from somebody else, I add now to my shares. Then I cease to be a member. And the share capital still is within the Sacco. Why can't I get now the benefits of my shares? Because as you had said now before, cooperatives are under the ministry. And they cannot formulate their own policies, which are not guided by the government. Now, this is a scenario where now my shares, I'm no longer a member. And my shares are still within the Sacco. Why don't I get now the benefits of my money in the Sacco?
My number is 068, and I'm asking, if a member falls sick and is admitted in hospital, is there something for the insurance to support? And the next one is, I don't know whether our Sacco provided us with the share certificate share certificate to be shown when one is not there.
Kuna ingine? Ma'am, okay, there's another one.
Good morning, I'm Gibson. I was asking, dividend based on shares, deposits. That is one. Another one is a suggestion to enhance the social aspect of the Sacco. Can we establish welfare within the Sacco so that in case of the welfare issues like, let's say like death and such, members can contribute to that, or a certain amount of money is set aside to help people who have faced with such adversaries?
Good afternoon. Okay, I'm Nancy Kanyi, membership number 510. My question is, in a situation where I've guaranteed someone and that member happens to pass on, what happens to the repayment of the loan?
Okay. Noted. Is that it? Maybe I can answer those ones. Kuna ingine? Yes. Ama usimame tu.
It is possible.
Like a statement.
The statements.
To show the savings from the time you started to now, how much they are, like a member statement. Yeah, don't you get member statements? Huh? Once on request. Okay. So, can I answer those? So the first one, the difference between nominee and next of kin. To be precise and on the point. Next of kin doesn't inherit savings. Yeah, tu ni kujulishwa, in case of anything happens, anajulishwa tu. Like something has happened to your person, alikuwa mwekweka kama next of kin. Lakini nominee, in case of death, the nominee inherits all your monies, your dividends kama kulikuwa nazo, and all your savings. Sawa? That's a difference. Why deposits cannot repay loans? When I was starting, I told you are governed by Sharia, the cooperatives. Now, if the law says you cannot use your deposits to repay loans, you just have to adhere, that is. That, even at the point of getting into the Sacco, you're supposed to be told these savings are not partially withdrawn, they are not withdrawable until at the time of withdrawing from the Sacco. Kama unataka kutoka Sacco, ndio tutarudishiwa your savings. But you cannot use your savings for repayment of loans or partial withdrawals. Hiyo ni sheria ya cooperatives yenye ina govern cooperatives. Nomination, the third question, Can you nominate a child under 18 years? Yes, you can. But if a death occurs before, they cannot inherit your deposits until they reach 18. Hiyo inaenda kwa public trustee until mtoto afike 18 years. Ndio sasa atapatiwa pesa. So the Sacco has to coordinate very well with those institutions so that when wanaweka records so that wakifuatilia so that mtoto asipotelee hapo katikati. Inajua, but I think the institutions are able to take care of such, because it's not the first, this is not the, unajua Saccos are not the only financial institutions to quarter na banks and other areas. So they cannot inherit under that age. Inaenda kwa serikali, akifikisha anapewa pesa yake. Dormant members, why can't they get dividends? I didn't understand this one, but if a dormant member cannot enjoy the services of the Sacco, like kuchukua loans. If a member is dormant and had deposits, sijui kama at that point deposits zake ziko kwa society. You know, if the deposits are still in the Sacco is supposed to get in touch with that member. Unajua dormancy means this person has not contributed the minimum of 500 shillings for at least 3 months. Mwezi wa kwanza unapita hatoi, wa pili hatoi, wa tatu, that now becomes a dormant member because I contribute. So what happens? The Sacco is supposed to get in touch with such a person, a member, to ask them, are you still willing to continue to be a member or what is happening? If she's not willing, she will be asked now to withdraw from the Sacco, and if unajua wengine wanasema I just want to remain there without my deposits, that's a dormant member. Kama amechukua deposit yake na haja transfer shares, the shares hajapata member, they can still earn dividends, but she cannot attend AGMs to make decisions for the Sacco because hiyo ni dormant member. Lakini dividend ikitoka 10% yake 500 shillings atatumiwa. Lakini deposits ataulizwa sasa ni tufanye nini hii deposit yako? Maybe you just withdraw to become na urudishiwe kama you're not willing to continue to be a member. Share capital. Can I get dividends? Oh, okay. If you buy a share capital, let's say 5,000, I have 5,000, and I've bought another 5,000 from another member, I'm supposed to earn from all that share capital. In fact, we are telling members to buy as much share capital as possible. It's an investment. But sheria inasema, here cooperatives, one member cannot own more than 20% of the total share capital of the cooperative. The total share capital now niliona kama ni 4 millions. Let's say it's 4 millions. 20% of 4 millions, is it 8,000 ama 800? I mean, gapi? 20% of 4 millions. 80,000. Ama 800. 800, eh? One member is going to 800,000 and above. That's a share capital. We are not talking about deposits here. But you can buy as much as possible. Lakini wakati wa kutoka unajua utatafuta wengine wa kuuzia. But you'll earn share capital tends to earn better than the deposits. Ile ina earn kwa deposits inaitwa interest on deposits. At the end of every year, you earn twice. On your share capital, you earn dividends. On your deposits, you earn interest. Na hii ya 2024 yenye iliisha, your deposits earned 6%. And your shares earned 10%. Sawa? So, utauliza nikimaliza kujibu hizi zote, then utauliza if something is not clear. So nikinunua nikuwe na 20,000, I'll earn 10% of 20,000, which is 2,000. So the more you have the more you have, the more you earn. Sawa? Mwenye alikuwa ameuliza hiyo swali, I hope it's clear. Ama ni wewe ulikuwa umeuliza? Ni wewe ulikuwa umeuliza? Is something not clear there? Okay. Next of kin and beneficiary. I think it's the same question ikuwa imeulizwa. Beneficiary and nominee are the same. Beneficiary ndiye ana inherit pesa ya member. Does he benefit? But next of kin does not benefit from the deposits in case of death. Ni nominee mwenye ako kwa nomination form. So ensure that hata kama umeandika next of kin, hata kama it's the same person, next of kin umeandika ni Phyllis huko. Lakini nominee form, you can still indicate Phyllis. Hujakatazwa. Yeah, I can be the next of kin and still the nominee. Iko clear? Yes. Maybe that's why it was not clear. I can be in both. Your nominee can be in both. At what point does the Sacco invest in other businesses? You know, your deposits cannot be used to invest. The deposits belong to the members. Unaona hii pesa yote iko kwa money market and not a view. Member akitaka pesa yake kutoka saa hii, anafaa arudishwe pesa yake, so long as he doesn't have a loan. So you're not supposed to pick that money and start building, constructing. And that's why we said, you form another cooperative society called a housing cooperative. Whereby now, if it is building, buying plots and building plazas and not a view, the housing cooperative can do that. But Sacco is not allowed. Not unless you are using your surpluses. The income you get, unaona hii mnashare kama dividends and the interest. Members can say, instead of eating it, let us buy a Nissan Matatu with this money. Because hiyo ni pesa yenu mume-earn. Like last time we earn how much? $4.5. Interest yenye muli earn 4.5. Kama hapo sasa mnapata gari ya 4.5, mnasema instead of taking this money, interest, let us now invest in another thing. That is your income. Ama yenye mungekula kama dividend ama interest on your deposits. But the deposits yenye mnatoa kila mwezi, that one you cannot use to invest. You can only invest in those treasury bills where you can redeem that money. Sasa, lakini building, unless you sell the building, you cannot redeem that one unless muuze your building. Although the law does not allow for you to use that money to invest in like transport and buildings. If a member falls sick and admitted in hospital, does the insurance, I think the insurance person, I don't know that he has come. Insurance CIC. Ako around. Oh. There's someone who is, I think that question will be tackled better by that person from the insurance to tell us whether sometimes incapacitation, they let him clear up when akikuja manene ya falling sick and whether they take care. Sometimes wanna take care of in case of death. Of course, default, if someone has defaulted a loan, the insurance does not pay. But in case of death, the insurance inalipa hiyo loan ya huyo mtu mwenye alikuwa na loan. In case of sickness, hiyo atakuja keep that question until he comes and see whether it is being handled in the kind of insurance hii Sacco imechukua kutoka huko. Maneno ya share certificate, some Saccos do give share certificates. I don't know whether you have given. Bado. Yeah, wengine wanapeana, some don't. But if you feel you need share certificates, maybe they can be organized. Yeah. Dividends based on shares or deposits. Dividends are based, someone asked, are dividends based on shares or deposits? Dividends are usually on the share capital. The 5,000 earns dividends. Deposits earn something we call interest. Sawa? Yeah, the interest on deposit. The calculation is done separately. So, and I said last year what I saw in these accounts is that the share capital earned 10% dividends. The deposit earned 6% of what you had as at 31st December 2024. That's what you earned, 6%. Na kuna watu wengine, I don't know whether you cater for that, and I forgot to talk about it when I was talking about savings. Ukiona mwaka uko karibu kuisha, so that you earn the money, unaleta lump sum. Unatafuta 500,000, unakuja amba pa November, because you want to earn 6%. What happens there, Chairman? Anasema it has to be held in the Sacco for at least 3 months. Si mmesoma hiyo leo? So if you are waiting, ni 3 months ama they are inquiring, ama ni 6, watawaelezea, wacha wataconsult. It is ni 6. Secretary will clarify, hata sio 3, ni 6. Is you are planning to bring lump sum for you to earn interest? Ulete June na hapo mbele na huko, so that it can earn something. Hata loan wengine wanaleta pesa pap because they want times. Is it times 4? Analeta leo 1,000,000, kesho anataka milioni, multiply ni 3 ama anataka milioni 3 kesho. Analeta milioni leo. It has to be in the Sacco for some time. 3 months? 3 months. Inafanya kazi hivi, alafu unapata. Okay, I've said about dividend. Establish a welfare. I think there's a welfare to cater for death. Do you have a seeking fund? Ama inaitwa benevolent? Yeah, it is there. Mnatoa pesa ngapi? Is it 100? Benevolent, you na handle hiyo maneno. In case of death, mnatoanga kitu. I think that's something that the person will be coming to talk with society. You can touch on that welfare. Yeah, mwenye atakuwa naongea maneno ya loan from the Sacco side, ata handle hiyo. What if when a guarantee passes on, what happens? If a loanee passes away, si kama ni guarantor ama ni loanee. If a loanee, mtu amechukua loan, iko guaranteed, na pass away, the insurance, the guarantor cannot pay for that loan. The insurance is the one that pays in case of death. Na ni vizuri sana mwenye aliuliza hiyo swali had forgotten to tackle it there. The insurance pays. Sawa? See? Yeah, of course. Yes, thank you, Chairman, for clarifying that. Of course, the money should not be in default. Tuseme mtu alikuwa default already. I had taken a loan, not someone. Let me not maneno ya death hapana. Sasa someone had taken a loan, not me. Alikuwa amechukua loan January, akadefault, akaenda March, akadefault, April, May, then he died in June. The insurance will not pay for that one because it was already in fault. Hakuwa nalipa. Insurance inalipanga loan yenye ilikuwa imelipwa. Someone was repaying his loan. Lakini kama ilikuwa in default, becomes a problem. Too bad. Yes. Anauliza, what if a guarantor dies? The loanee should offer an alternative guarantor. If a guarantor dies, that should be replaced as soon as possible. So even the society is able to, I don't know, maybe a list usually put. Najua members sometimes may take longer. It is upon now the office to kujulisha loanee, guarantor wako, come and replace. Ameenda, unapata mtu wa kureplace hapo. Member statements, that one I think could be tackled by the office. I think it's upon request. Nimesikia ukirequest member statement, unapewa. Ni kama ile ya bank to bank, unaenda una requests, unapatiwa. So it's available upon request. Na mtu nimeacha swali yake, I think those are the questions. Naona kama nimetackle zote. Sasa ya mwisho yenye, yes.
I'm just asking, supposing a contributor, a member, has lost a job or the means of payment and wants to leave her or his share to the, to the daughter, to the child, does that child have to pay the 5,000 shillings? Or they can just change the name into that child's name? And the child is over 18 and maybe is working. Or even to the spouse, for that matter. My name, can it change?
It's like you're transferring ownership.
Yeah.
That one is in order.
Oh.
You have left, umeandika, and it's like umetransfer kwa huyo your shares. And is it even your deposit or what? Everything.
Everything.
Yeah, but I think through writing.
Because I'm not going to continue paying. I can't continue paying anymore. But I want the shares, you know, the membership to continue.
They cannot continue with your old membership. They'll come in as a new person, but you transfer to them.
They won't have to pay the 5,000 again.
5,000 they'll not pay.
Okay.
But the membership and the name, since it changes, itabadilika. Because it's a new member. It's a member, though she's continuing, but not continuing the old name, old member number. Because member number, hiyo ni yako, you as a person. Yeye atakuja as a new person, lakini sasa utamtransferia your 5,000. Yeah.
The deposit and investments, what about them? Repeat it. No. I'll just repeat it. I talked about it when I withdraw.
Now we are debating because he wants me to repeat something again, but I'll repeat it. Why savings in a Sacco are not the same as savings in a bank? Number 2, why about deposits and investments? So I want to repeat again, especially kama labda maybe the people who have come later or someone hakupata ikiwa clear. Savings in a Sacco, you cannot withdraw any other time. In a bank, utaweka savings zako, utaweka huko, but utakuwa unatoa if need be. You just go with an ATM, withdraw, unaenda kwa counter, una withdraw, unaitisha na M-Pesa, unavuruta, unatoa. But in a Sacco, you cannot withdraw anyhow. Sawa? Savings in a Sacco are the ones that enable you to get loans. I think in a bank, they don't look at your savings ili kukuwa na loan. Of course, in a bank, the savings earn very small interest. Kwa bank, interest yenye inatoka huko ni kidogo sana. You cannot compare the interest at the bank with us in the Sacco. So kama wengine labda wako na savings huko, although it's good to spread risk, but you can see the differences that are there. At the Sacco, you're able to save for your future. The bank iko, not unless you are very disciplined, kutoa you don't remove, but sometimes you tend to kutoa huko kwa bank. The deposits and investments, your deposits at the Sacco are your investments. You'll earn, and I said when I was starting, that you don't have to have a loan in the Sacco. You can treat your deposits as you are part of your investment because they earn interest at the end of the year. Now, this interest you're talking about, the 6%, because I'm basing it on the income.
the interest ya last financial year. It is not fixed. This interest, kulingana na Sacco's performance, that's what I said, kulingana na income, na expenditure ya Saccos, this percentage can even go up to even 12%, even 10%. In the depend the performance of the Sacco. The 6% is not fixed. Unaweza pata even come next year it will be even 8%. Sawa. So your deposits, treat them as your investment, hata kama una loan. They are going to earn you some good money. And since it's a member owned, because at the bank sometimes when they make profits, ni shareholders wanagawana huko. Unaona na my bank and other institutions, they declare very big profits. Not unless your shareholder hakuiti, ati ulichukua loan kubwa sana hapa kujia pesa. You helped us. You helped the bank earn very big money, isn't it? Do they call you? Unaonaga kwa gazeti tu na social media. Vile wametengeneza billions and millions of money. But do they ever call you? Not unless you are shareholder na unapata kadogo, hata kama uko shareholder. But in the Sacco you are called for an AGM. Unakuja na deliberate na ukitoka hapo unatoka na unaambiwa sasa interest iko hivi. Hata kama uko na loan yenye iko even bigger than your deposits. In some Saccos I go and I talk and members ask, na kama mtu hana loan, ata earn interest na hajasaidia Sacco kuleta pesa. Naambia yes. They should, because his money was used to give you loans, and this money is there to the money market earning interest, earning income. Yeah, so even if the person doesn't have a loan and not repaying interest back, he's supposed to earn. In fact, if he has more savings than yourself, who has a loan more than your deposits, he'll earn more than you because he has saved more. Since our, that's what happens. Kuna maswali kama hiyo inaulizwa. Watu wenye wana loan hatuwataki kwa Sacco. Some Saccos unaenda huko na shida ai. Kwa nini uko kwa Sacco na uchukui loan? We want to see. You're supposed to take loan hii Sacco yetu iende mbele. And I told you, if you don't have a need of a loan, don't take. You can be in a Sacco na usikuwe na loan. It's not a must. And you know your Sacco is secure. Kuna wengine wanasema ati make sure all the time you have a bigger loan than you are saving every time. Like ati now you are so scared the Sacco ikienda in case something happens, wewe utakuwa na loan already. No. Unachukua tu for the sake. All the time ni kulipa yenye hata uji zilienda wapi. Sawa? And that's why tukianza niliuliza what is the meaning of a Sacco? Savings and credit. See savings credit ama credit savings. Savings and credit. But of course you huwezi chukua loan if you don't have savings. That's why now it's a no. If you don't have savings, at you are at 10,000 and you want 1 million, of course you'll not get. Your savings will determine your loan. But your loan will not determine your savings and the interest you can gain from the Sacco. You can save as much as possible. Kwanza huku kwa Sacco hakuna ile 20% at maximum or something. Hakuna threshold. You can save as much as possible. You can save as much as possible, hata ikufikisha milioni 10 ni sawa. Share capital ndio iko na threshold. One member should hold more than a fifth ama 20% of the total share capital. Lakini kwa deposits, you can save as much as possible. Si tuko pamoja hapo? So that you don't confuse msema officer alisema tuwezi pitisha 20% kwa deposits. Si your deposits ni share capital. Lakini deposit you can save as much. Na deposits, it's the same as savings. When you hear me talking about deposits, it's the same as savings. Sindi sawa? I think I've been able to clarify that as much as I could. Sindi sawa? Tuliambiwa tukianza masomo aishi. Next time when we come, tutasoma vitu zingine as I remind you again about these ones. Kuna swali tena limekuja.
name is Rose Gitao, number 194. If you want to resign from the Sacco, and you are given your savings, and then after a while you feel like you want to come back, how long can you stay without coming back to the Sacco?
Is there a duration, Bwana Chairman? Najua ina depend na sheria za Sacco. Hakuna, lakini you'll come back as a new member with a new member number. You'll not come to...
Suppose you have not found somebody to buy your share capital. And then after six months or 1 year, you decide to come back.
You'll not buy the share capital again, the 5,000, but utatoa entrance fee ingine.
Yeah.
And if, how long does a member take to get a loan? Ni 6 months ama ni 3? 6 months. To get a loan, utaanza upya, and to get a loan, you'll start from the scratch. You'll have to wait for 6 months to start enjoying the fruits. So you can still come back, but you come back as a new member. But that one doesn't mean members, as I go, I know anacheka because wanajua vile nataka kusema. Don't take, because I've said about maneno ya partial withdraw na kutoa pesa is not allowed. Msikuje kutoa pesa, you go use, then you come back. Your Sacco, it will not go on. Even yourself as a member, and I told you, you save for your future. Hiyo pesa iko hapo. It is yours, not anyone's. If you want that money, instead of kuchukua 500,000, come take a loan of 500,000. Take a loan of 500,000, self-guarantee yourself if you've not guaranteed anybody else. Jigarantii wewe mwenyewe. Go invest ama expand your business. Si 500, your savings are still there. Si umechukua loan ya 500 na hujakatazwa. Hata you can take times 2. You take 1 million. Go invest. Pesa yako iko hapa bado. But if you take your seed capital, the 500,000, you go use it. Ni wapi utaenda sasa kuchukua loan nyingine if you want, member? So let us not abuse that one. Come for a loan, repay it back, na bado uko na savings yako. Isn't it? I hope I'm talking to somebody. Yeah. So that Sacco ikuwe ni ya kukujenga. Because when you go, you come back, you come as a new baby, by the time you, why? Na Sacco inakuwezesha kuchukua loan kubwa zaidi. Na pesa iko ya kuchukua, so long as you save times 3 of your money, you come and pick and go do something. Ukimaliza kulipa, unakuja unachukua ingine. Because your seed capital is still there. Sini sawa? Thank you so much.
All right, members, I think that was very informative. Nataka tu tusimame kidogo, to stretch kidogo before Mr. Masheria comes to talk to us about credit. Tusimame tu kidogo, just stretch kidogo. Just stretch kidogo. Kidogo. Sorry. I want us to do something very briefly. So you do what I say, don't do what I do. Sasa. You do what I say, not what I do. Sasa. Shika kichwa. Shika kiuno. Shika mabega. Shika kichwa. Mabega. Kiuno. Shika kichwa. Mabega. Kiuno. Kichwa. Mabega. Kiuno. Kichwa. Mabega. Kichwa. Kiuno. Mabega. Tukae chini. All right, thank you. Let us welcome Mr. Masharia to just come and speak to us. Thank you.
Good afternoon again. name is Stephen Masharia. You can hear me? Wow. You can hear me now? I can hear myself. I'm here because we need to know what we do and what we plan to be doing. What we do in credit and what we will be doing in the future in credit. Do you have this kind of a form? I picked it from the reception there, and there were quite a number. I thought people would be having it. I'll be talking mostly about what is here, what is presented as the loans that we issue, the kind of loans that we issue, and the kind of loans that we plan to be issuing in the future. I'll start with the existing loans that we do issue, and I'll talk about the simple ones that are available for you as a member. I'll talk about the loan that we call school fees. Anybody ever taken school fees loan? None of us who is here, but I know it has been used by quite a number of members, and this product is available for all of us. If you have an issue or you want to pay school fees for your children, you come to us. This facility is available, and you can take a loan up to 3 times of your deposits. You can take this for 12 months. The interest rate on the reducing balance is 1% per month. I'll repeat that, 1% per month. And 1% per month is not equal to 12% per annum. They're slightly different. For those who do mathematics, they will tell you that it's slightly different. 1% per month may be slightly higher than 12% per annum. Now, to get this, you must provide a fee structure. A fee structure for the school to which you'll be paying the school fees. And it is paid directly to the institution. A check or a money transfer will be done to that institution. And I want to go to another one. Anybody ever taken an emergency loan here? Anybody who has, yeah, that is good. Thank you. You clap for this person. He has ever taken an emergency loan. Thank you so much. It's a facility that is available for all of us. It is for unseen circumstances. Can you hear me? Am I communicating? It is available for immediate and foreseen circumstances, and it's given within 24 hours. Emergency 24 hours. Follows similar features like the one of school fees, 12 months maximum period, 1%, and we can give you up to 100,000. And for you to qualify, you, like any other loan, you need to have been in the Sacco and active for at least 6 months. You need also not to have been a defaulter of any loans. And a member qualifies for only one emergency loan at a time. In other words, if you have an emergency this time, and then after another 2 months, you have an emergency, we may not be able to help at that time. However, if your deposits do allow, and the emergencies don't exceed your deposits, we are able to help. Does it make sense? It does. Thank you. Now, the third one that we are normally giving, and I believe some of us have taken it, medical insurance loan. Anybody with a medical insurance that has been given through the Sacco? Thank you. Did you take a medical insurance loan? No? That is even, well, we thank God for that. You didn't come to us. Nevertheless, we have a facility that would be giving you that kind of assistance. This loan is purely for medical needs that are given or granted through the Sacco. Are our members aware that we have that insurance facility that enables you to get an insurance? CIC? There is one who is aware. Any other? It's always being announced in the church. In the church, come. If you want an insurance, come. We have, is it AAR? And we have CIC. And we've been having cohorts. I don't want to talk about it so much because for me, I'm just supporting the facility that will enable you, if you don't have the money for the time being, to be insured, but the Sacco is ready to give you that money for your insurance purposes, and it will charge you a small fee about it. So repayment is 10 months. Interest is at 0.5%. Not 1%, half of 1% on the reducing balance. And a one-off processing fee of 500. And there is no multiplier on this, because it will be self-guaranteed. Then I have another facility, another product, which we are normally using. This is a very popular product with us. I've taken quite a number myself. It's called Okoa. Oh. Anybody never heard of it? You've never heard of it? Now, that is why we are here, because you've never heard of it. We'll talk about it. Yes? That's why we are here. Let's tell others about Okoa Sharp Chap. It's an advance loan. We get it quickly. It's a quick access loan, and you are sorted out within 24 hours or less than. I've seen others processed in 2 hours, 3 hours, 6 hours. I'm in credit, so I get to know when you apply, and we do those reports. This product that you get within 24 hours is there for 3 months. In other words, you take 50,000, you repay in 3 months' time. I don't know yourselves, you could be having better facilities with the banks, but for me, I've tried to get this kind of a loan from a bank. I couldn't. For quite a number of years, like 3 years, I've tried to see whether banks can give me 50,000. Yet my savings with them could be more. Anyway, the applicant must be the applicant must fully complete an application form of Okoa And the applicant must be active as a member, and the loan is granted to 50,000 or less. People have taken that 1,000 and less, or any amount that you wish to take as your deposits allow. You repay it in 3 months. The interest rate is 5% per month. Why am I pausing on that? 5% per month on the reducing balance. And yes, with a one-off processing fee of 200 shillings. Why I was pausing is that if you take, let's say 30,000, this loan will attract an interest of 4,500 at 5% per month. The loan shall be self-guaranteed, and where a member has an active loan, it is their free deposits that are used. Do you understand what we mean by the free deposits? I would like to explain. The free deposits are those deposits that have not been committed on any loans or any guarantees. So they stand. These stand as your deposits which have no commitment. Hello? You have not given a guarantee against that portion, and you have not utilized it yourself in the self-guarantee loans. Now, while I've finished on the normal products that you have been utilizing, now we look to the ones that we propose to have and have passed in this year. This year, 2025, we have looked at loans to introduce. Rather, it has been discussed and agreed that we introduce this kind of loans. We have one we are calling higher education loan. Higher education loan. We are in training, so we want to understand what is available. What would you would take in the future? From now on, you could come for this. This loan caters for university fees and college fees. And its features are 3 times your deposits, 3 times your deposits with a maximum repayment period of 24 hours, and not 24 hours, it's 24 months, sorry. But you are murmuring. You are murmuring, actually, I didn't hear what you are saying, so. Yes, I didn't hear, honestly. Thank you for correcting me. Thank you. It's 24 months. And we continue at a rate of 1% per month on the reducing balance. That shows you are very attentive. If I made another mistake and tell you guarantors are accepted, would you know whether it is a mistake? No. Guarantors are accepted, so it's not a mistake. A fee structure must be attached for the university or for the college. Loan amount will be directly paid to the institution. And remember, for every loan, there is a loan guard. For every loan, there is the loan guard caters for in case of death. In case of, it's insured. I want us to repeat this. every loan must be secured. Let us repeat it. Every loan must be secured at all times. And when we understand this, it means a loan will be secured by your own deposit or the total deposit, including of those who have guaranteed. Remember, every guarantor is securing a portion of a loan that he has guaranteed. Hello, are we together here? Every guarantor will be part of the security of the loans. So if security of loans is assured, either insured also, and the deposits of members is a guarantee, is a security to all loans, are we likely to not get back our monies? Are we going to fail? We cannot fail. Thank you. That's the reason why we ask for guarantees. That's the reason why we ask for all loans to be secured. We know in the past there are people who have taken loans without securities, and especially in without security, and especially in those Saccos and cooperatives that have failed in the past. Now we go to another one, salary advance. Here I want us to notice the difference between a salary advance and an advance, but we will come to it, an advance of deposit reward. A salary advance is available to those members who are Sacco members and are employees, not only in the Sacco, but also wherever they are working, they can produce a payslip. Hello, are we together here? They can produce a payslip, and based on their earnings, we are able to give a salary advance at least repayable in 5 months, and a rate of interest of 6%, a maximum loan of about 100,000, and here no guarantor is required. We don't need a guarantor for this kind of loan. Remember, the key here is that because they are on payroll, they are paid by their employers, and they can be on check-off. What is a check-off system? It is where the employer undertakes to pay for you, like they do pay for NSSF, for any other deductions that go into your pay slip. So this advance will appear in your pay slip as a deduction that becomes a check-off to us. So repayment is automatically by your employer. We note, we would like to inform you that this is subject to the law of salaries, where deductions do not go beyond 1/3. So that is covered there. And the applicant must be a registered member for at least 6 months with consistency in contributions, monthly contributions. A loan guard, of course, will be applying. Remember, we are insuring it, even if it is for the 5 months. And the duration of employment and terms of employment will form part of the appraisal. When we are doing appraisal, we'll be looking at how long you have been employed, how long you have been earning, and the likelihood of you are losing your employment. That would be considered when appraising are an advance. The one that I was going to talk about that is one we want to compare is earnings from what you earned last year. Here in the Sacco, if you have been there in the previous year, you are given what we are calling interest on deposits. At what percentage? 6? 7? Last year it was 7. Or am I the one who got 7? Others didn't get 7. I got 7%. Of course, when it is being paid to you, there is a deduction. And that deduction is a tax amount. You pay taxes. Now, when we are holding that tax on your behalf, we are also supposed to pay it out to the taxman. That's how we operate. So if you didn't get exactly 7%, what was taken out of it is the tax element. This loan facility, which is an advance now against what you received, 7% of your interest, is available to all members as rebates or interest on deposits, which you earned last year at a certain percentage, not the total sum, not the total amount. It is based on the likelihood that you'll be earning a similar amount, but this time it'll give you a 70% of what you earned. And this is only available from November to January. Remember, in February, there would be a meeting, an AGM, that will be confirming the interests to be paid. So in between mid-November and January 31st, you can come in for that advance. Why I was saying you compare the two, this will attract an interest of 7.5%. And we are giving you 70% of that. So it's kind of an emergency advance, but you already know where you're going to get the money from. Hello? It does not affect anything else, but within this period, you already know you'll be earning some interest. The cooperative Sacco is going to earn some interest for your deposits, and against that, you can borrow a little sum to the amount of 70%. Of course, the other items will apply. It will attract the 7.5%. A loan guard will apply. And there is no other charge, no interest on it other than the 7.5. And it will be paid to you through an M-Pesa method of payment. Member must not have any other loan or any loan in arrears. And that is for the deposit reward advance, which is an offer during November, December, and January, 3 months. Hello? I did this, so it is not 3, it's 4. Eh? Anyway, it's for the 3 months, November to January. Item number 4 of the new loans or the new products that have been passed by the board and agreed is loan boosting. Oh, sorry, it's deposit boosting. Here, you may be having, let's say, 30,000. And if you multiply that 30,000 by 3, you'll get about 90,000. You'd be wanting, or you aim to get, let's say, buy a vehicle of 500,000. And for you to qualify for 500,000, you need how much? If you're multiplying by 3, about 170. So you'll aim at boosting your 30 or 50,000 to become 170, so that at the time you want to buy the vehicle of 500,000, I'm taking this as an example, by the time you want the you'll be able to raise 3 times to be 500,000, you'll have deposits amounting to 170. And you want that to happen quickly. So you keep borrowing to boost your deposits. So you borrow, and instead of receiving the money, that amount you have borrowed goes to boost again your deposits, and you are left paying that as a loan. So you'll be paying in small bits, little bits, but the moment you get to the 170, you have a plan. The plan you wanted is to buy, let's say, a vehicle, some plot of land somewhere. So what does it contain? This loan increases members' deposits, this I repeat, in order to qualify for larger loans. And it features 50% of members' current deposits. In other words, you'll be increasing by borrowing 50% of your deposit as an increase to your, so it becomes 1.5, isn't it? Hello? If you had 50, now you borrow 25, it will be 75. So it has increased by half of what you had. Maximum boosted amount is, wow, 500,000. 500,000. Boosting fee is 7%, and it is a one-off on the boosted amount, and to be recovered fully when the new loan is issued. Do we understand that? And do I explain it? Look, you'll be charged out of the, let's say, if you're boosting by 20,000, 7% is what you'll be charged as a one-off boosting amount. And the 7% will be recovered again from the same loan. So boosted amount is deposited to your deposit account. Let's repeat. The boosted deposit will earn interest on deposits at the end of that financial year. An application for boosting must be accompanied by a completed loan application, and the repayment of the loan shall be as per the terms of the loan borrowed. Just like any other loans, the terms remain the same. The applicant must be registered member for at least 6 months. And this is a matter that has been discussed here. Bulk deposits made within a period of 30 days prior to the application that are greater than the regular member contributions, that is more than your own contributions, within 6-month period shall not form part of the percentage to boost your loans. That's all, members. Thank you for listening. We are now more knowledgeable as to what the Sacco products are, and there are more products that will be coming in as we continue to grow together. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Macharia. I don't know if there are any questions that you have for Mr. Macharia regarding the loans. Before I invite Linda, Linda will talk to us about the CIC insurance. Sorry? Development loan.
More questions?
Okay. So,
I'm asking because some circles which had property, which are known to have bought property, and the one I'm thinking of failed and stopped functioning. What guarantee do we expect as members of this circle in case of being declared bankrupt or in case it stops functioning? What can members expect?
Why was it declared bankrupt? Why was it declared bankrupt? You have more information? Thank you.
all right.
Any more? No more. I'll start with the bankruptcy. For a Sacco to go bankrupt, I know this should have been discussed by the cooperative officer, isn't it? Would you like to take it?
You know, there are several reasons. We have what we call liquidation of SACCOs. When it ceases to operate, the commissioner comes and takes over for liquidation. Lakini bankruptcy, maybe that one means issues of mismanagement or no, inquiries are usually held by the commissioner. When inquiries are held, if there are issues of mismanagement, then anapata ni nani ama nani anahusika. Such charges is whereby wenye wako culpable wanaangaliwa kama ni property zao zinauzwa na pesa inarudishwa. So there is usually a process according to the law. Now I'm talking about the act, what it says about if a Sacco stops to function. Unajua there's several reasons why a Sacco stops functioning. Kama zenye nilisema maneno ya employer based Saccos zenye ziko na kampuni. If the company closes down, the Sacco closes down and stops functioning. Sawa, lakini that doesn't mean the Sacco is bankrupt. So the liquidator comes. Liquidator ni mtu mwenye anatumwa na commissioner to pay out the refunds of members and to close that file. If there are issues of bankruptcy, then investigations are held. That's what I'm calling inquiry. A commissioner appoint officers, wanakuja kwa ground kwa society, wanafanya inquiry or investigations and inspections, wanatoa certificate. If it's about the officials or something happened, ama ni members hawakulipa loans vizuri, inatatuliwa, and wenye wako culpable wanafuatwa, na pesa inalipwa, na watu wanarudishwa pesa yao. So there are those, so the guarantee for members is that kuna sheria ya cooperatives yenye inafuatwa, and that's why I'm here. And even before it gets to there, there's a supervisory committee. Yenye, I think ni Justus is the chairman of the supervisory committee. Supervisory kazi yao, after every 3 months, wanafaa wakae, before even the Sacco goes bankrupt or mismanagement. Haiendangi bankrupt mara moja tu. Ni process. Kidogo. Then all of a sudden, inaisha. So before that one happens, there's a committee created by the act, inaitwa supervisory committee, yenye kazi yao ni after every quarter wanaangalia vitabu na wanatoa report kuangalia kama things are being followed, if loans are inside the lending, kama ni ya kamati and member and even the staff wanaangalia kama ikichukuliwa inalipo vizuri, how the money is leaving the Sacco's account, na kama inakuwa kwa budget and all those things. Then they make a report, and none of those reports is supposed to come to our office. AGMs are held and audited accounts are done every year. So ukiwa Hawkeye, you'll be able to detect when the Sacco is going south, and those things are arrested mapema. Not unless kuna laxity, all those internal controls kama ziko sasa na shida, ndio sasa unapata ilienda ikaanguka kama nini, lakini sheria ziko, so don't be worried. Yeah, so thank you. I hope I'm clear.
Thank you, Phyllis. Thank you for that bankruptcy brief. Thank you. Indeed, it's a legal area. When it comes to bankruptcy, there are processes involved, and it is legal in the sense that that organization is winding up. It's crossing kabisa legally. So bankruptcy is a legal terminology. Originally, bankruptcy was known in the medieval times when banks failed to honor. Then people would rush in and break their benches. This word means the same. If you have deposits and a bank is refusing to pay, then you all come in and break benches. It means bankruptcy. That is a long time ago in the medieval times in the Far East. That's how that word was sourced. And it developed to what you are now talking about. Let me go to personal loans, personal development loans. I think this matter we didn't include it, but any loan that is for self, for your own needs, you are developing yourselves. And even business loans, you are developing yourselves. And I know the areas that we didn't talk about are, it gives you 4 times of your deposit, and that it's 1% on reducing balance with a maximum period of 48 months and must be fully secured, either by yourself, self-guaranteed, or including guarantees from guarantors. I don't think there is anything more on it. Other than that, those are the key features. I believe all of us, maybe I've taken one. Anybody else who has taken? Yeah, this is a popular area. Me, I've taken self-development loan, and it is open for all of us. To qualify 6 months activity, you must be active with the deposit. Yes, there was an item that you had asked about, and this item was about the benevolent fund. Every time you are paying, every month you are paying your 500 shillings, you are asked to pay another 100 shillings. Is that the case? When we are marketing, we do tell members to pay up 5,000 shillings as share capital and 500 per month plus 100 shillings that goes to the welfare. This welfare specifically helps members when not really not the member who benefits, but in case of death of that member, if there was a loan, that loan is covered. If the member dies also, I mean, because he has died, he gets, or the family gets 75,000 shillings. You heard that. I think it was mentioned that I will talk about it. That's why I'm repeating. I know it was already said. That's why I'm repeating that. Any more questions? I know time is not on our side, but also we can wait until the other side is ready. Isn't it?
Right, let's just appreciate Mr. Masharia. All right, we're almost at the tail end. So briefly, I will invite Linda to just come and talk to us about insurance. But before she does, there's somebody who asked a question that they wanted me to direct to Madam Officer before she leaves. And they were asking, in case a member, like say for example, I have my deposits or even my shares. My shares are about 2,000. And this applies in both ways, either shares or deposits. Can I sambaza? I'm still a member, but can I decide that I have 20,000 shares? Can I give my friend 10,000? And I still remain a member with 10,000, but I have given them 10,000. Or even have deposits, maybe 100,000. I give my friend 30,000. Is that allowable?
It is not allowed. Deposit ati kusambaza? Hai, hapana. That is a partial. It is just in whatever, is a partial whatever. Ukisambaza, ulikuwa na 200, umesambaza 100, umeachwa na 100. That is wrong.
Sawa, ule alikuwa nayo swali amesikia. Thank you.
Just to a clarity on the share capital. If I have left the Sacco and I didn't know that I'm supposed to get someone that I can sambaza the share capital, transfer the share capital, can I still be able to go back and claim it? And if by the time I realize that I can go claim in between, maybe can I still be able to get dividend on it? Just some clarity on that, please.
Member number?
647.
The share capital, unless you're talking about the claiming the deposits, but that share capital cannot claim it to be refunded unless you transfer to a member, but the share capital should be able to earn you dividends. You know, it's supposed to, declaration of dividend, it's on the individual share, the share capital. In fact, since your society should be able to have a list of all the members, because sometimes they leave without a trace, so that they advise them, because the majority hata hawa ni wachache. I saw in your list you have around 400. So wenye waja kuja leo ndio wengi. So they don't even still know that the shares the shares are not refundable but transferable. But if they are out there, you know, their share capital is still in the society, still earning dividend, and not a view. So if a member lacks somebody to transfer to, their share is supposed to still earn dividend, but you cannot come to claim it. Yeah, you cannot come to claim the share capital, share capital, unless you get a member to transfer to, umuzie. And the society maybe the office can help you to try to get a member to kuzia your share capital.
And is there a duration of time that I can be able to go and find out if I can still? I'm asking this because I was in another Sacco before, and I didn't know that you can be able to transfer your share capital to someone else. So that means even if I'm not in that Sacco, I still have my share capital in there.
You still have your share capital. Because yenye inaenda kwa ni deposits. If you leave the Sacco and you leave your deposits there, unajua ni pesa yako. If it takes like 5 years kama iko inaenda kwa unclaimed assets. Unajua kuna ile ufa.
Yes, so does it mean that now if I can go and claim dividends?
Yeah, you can still go and check out because it has been earning.
It has been there.
You know, but some Saccos you need to check. Some Saccos, because I don't know how much it was, it's so kidogo, hata ni venye tu yani ndisi kama mliongeza juzi, ikafika 5,000 ama something. Zingine zikianzishwa inakuanga kama 1,000, unapata hata it doesn't earn anything at the end of the day. Inakaa tu hapo, inakuwa lumps up together with maybe deposits. Ama inakaa haian. In fact, it's only juzi, we told them, these are, the share capital should earn. We are educating these Saccos that don't usually pay. But go back to the Sacco, because you have your share capital there. And if they usually declare dividends, find out where yours has been, because maybe imekuwa tu ikikaa kwa account. Yeah.
Thank you.
Just follow it up with your Sacco.
Thank you.
Yeah. You know, so long as you become a dormant member, even if you left the Sacco without your deposits, deposits, you become dormant immediately. You are not an active member yet because your share capital is in the Sacco. You are not an active member anymore. It is not that your share capital is there. You are a dormant member because you're not contributing your monthly deposits. Your monthly deposits, if you don't contribute for 3 months, you become a dormant member. Yeah, unless you activate your dormancy through paying the deposits. Lakini hata kama umeacha your share capital of 5,000, that doesn't mean you are an active member. You are a very dormant member. In fact, even AGMs you should not attend. If you are a dormant, yeah? Lakini the society, the Sacco, should be able to communicate with that dormant member. The moment sasa umetoka kabisa, you withdraw and take your deposits, lakini umeacha your 5,000, now you're ni dormant. Unajua when you're dormant, you can still attend and muambiwe, you dormant members, you need to reactivate. Lakini when you take your deposits, hata kama umekosa mtu wa transfer your share capital too, even AGM ufai kuattend, hata masomo kama hii. Yeah? Because you are a dormant member. You're supposed to just wait at home for your dividends at the end of the year. Until maybe such a time you can get your a person to transfer to. Because hiyo huwezi pata ikiwa cash from the society. Hiyo unaweza pata upon getting someone to transfer to. Tumeelewana hapo maneno ya? Yeah. That's how the share capital is supposed to be treated. Sawa? Thank you.
Thank you so much. Tumpige makofi tena. I'm sure you learned a lot. So let me invite Linda to continue. Thank you.
Good afternoon. My name is Linda Wanyoike, member number 780. I just wanted to do a short brief. Najua tumechoka and we are hungry, but this is important. Just a short brief on CIC, the CIC insurance. How many of us know that the Sacco has partnered with CIC insurance? Just show of hands. So all of us. I just wanted to, I know there are some things that need maybe a bit of clarification, so that's what I'm here for. So our CIC cover is called Cop Care, and just a short brief on what Cop Care is. It's a product that has been tailor-made for microfinance institutions and cooperative members with a minimum number of 4 principal members. 4 principal members means a principal member is the one who carries the rest. So if you're a father, mother, children, father and your principal member, we don't count the rest, we just count the one member as a principal member. The product allows members to enjoy a group cover on inpatient, outpatient, maternity, dental, optical, and last expense as well. And the main aim of this COP care is affordability. That's the main aim of the insurance cover. Some insurance covers have very crazy premiums, but the point of this one is affordability. So based on that, it has carefully selected low-cost providers like mission hospitals and low-cost private hospitals. So that's Equity Afya, Penda Hospital, I'm just getting them from the top of my head, Komarok Modern, St. Mary's Langata, but not Aga Khan, not Mata, because of the cost. They're looking at affordability in terms of hospitals and in terms of the premiums you pay. So it covers the maximum joining age. Maximum joining age is 70 years. So, and if you're within the panel, if you joined at 69 years, you can go all the way to 80. But the maximum joining age is 70. Meaning, meaning you can't join over 70. So if you're 71 and a half or 70 and a half, you can't join. And it's available either as a family package, allowing up to 6 dependents, or as member only. So 6 dependents. Najwa, you see some insurances that, actually insurances, zinasemanga M+. So M is the member. M is you, the principal member. Plus is the number of dependents. So if you're 3 in your family, it means it will be M+2. Member plus 2 dependents. Okay, so in terms of cost, the benefits are 100,000 to 300,000. That's the maximum benefit you can get. And for the costs, we can share in the group so that I don't go through each and every cost and how it's broken down. But the maximum amount that you can get covered is up to 300,000. So I'll just go to the terms. So these are mostly, actually, these are FAQs. These are frequently asked questions that most people ask. And I think once I go through this, it might answer some of those questions. So the first one is the waiting periods. There is no waiting period for accident-related admissions, no waiting period for acute illnesses and outpatient, but there's a 1-year waiting period for pre-existing and chronic conditions, 10 months waiting period for maternity-related treatment. Nimeongea kizungu mob, let me explain. So if you pay the premium today, you want a cover of 300,000, you've paid today, you've gone to the office, you've paid for whatever amount that you have seen, you have sorted it out. But, and God forbid, you might have a pre-existing condition, and this is your first cover with CIC, especially this COP care. If you have a pre-existing condition, diabetes, hypertension, those are pre-existing conditions, you have to have a waiting period. It doesn't matter the cohort, it doesn't matter anything. You can't get especially specialized treatment if you have taken it for the first time. But if you're renewing, you can continue. You can just, even if you have a pre-existing condition, you can just continue with it. For maternity related, it's 10 months. If you're pregnant, it takes 9 months. So it means even if you take the cover before or once you find out you're pregnant, it still won't be able to cover because there's a gap of 1 month. But that's part of the waiting period. But for accident related, for inpatient, for outpatient, for emergency illnesses, it is covered, no waiting periods. The age, I have said, from birth, so it's from 0, meaning a child who was born at full term, at 38 weeks, up to all the way to 70 years. It's all over Kenya, not just Nairobi. So if you're here and you stay in Kitale or Nakuru or Meru, wherever, you can still be covered. The hospitals are within the cover. So you've had me call this cover a copay. A copay is generally meaning we cost share. There is some money mini itatoa na kuna pesa CIC itatoa. So that means every outpatient visit, you'll have to pay 100 shillings. That's the co-pay. So if you visit a hospital, you go to Equity Afya, they tell you, oh, pay us 100 bob. Usizushe, it's part of the terms and conditions, zenye hatu somangi, but that's why I'm here. So the other thing about co-pay is that it goes hand in hand with SHA. So if you have a SHA cover, that's where you pay the 100 bob. If you don't have SHA, you will pay 500 shillings as the co-pay for every visit. We are together? Okay. You'll ask questions. I feel like there are questions. The access is strictly within the designated panel provided, meaning the hospitals that you will be shared to, those are the only hospitals you can go to. Usijipate umenda Aga Khan and then you just say because you have an insurance you can go to. It's because the insurance doesn't cover some hospitals, as I mentioned earlier. You will get a card, so the only way you can access the hospitals is through that card. And in case of loss or damage, you pay 300 shillings for replacement. Replacement usually takes about a week. It also covers dental. Depending on the cover you take, there's an amount, there's a limit of dental, there's a limit of optical. And yeah, so I will just rush through a few exclusions as well. There's cosmetic surgery, that's not included. Weight management treatments and drugs, that's like Ozempic, the GLP-1. There's hazardous sports. If you go bungee jumping and paragliding and jumping off planes, that one is not covered. Family planning or infertility treatments, treatment other than by registered medical practitioner, self-referred or self-prescribed treatment. You have to have, especially if you have pre-existing conditions, you have to have a prescription in place. Si kwenda kusema, I feel like I might be hypertensive, kuna dawa beste yangu umeza, I can use the same. No. Scaling, crowns, bridges, orthodontics, and dentures, nutritional supplements, specialty fees, alternative treatments, drug addiction, war and kindred risks, participation in riots, naval, military, or Air Force operations, expenses recoverable under any other insurance like SHA or WIBA for those who are in workplaces, beauty treatment, that's like Botox and such things, external surgery applications, diagnostic equipment, experimental treatment, contamination by radioactivity, laser correction of eyesight, pregnancy-related treatment for dependents other than the spouse if covered on the benefit schedule. That means if you have a cover with husband, wife, children, and one of the children who is between 18 to 25, is pregnant and needs treatment, that won't be covered because the maternity only covers the spouse. Optical exclusion, there's photochromatic lenses. I won't try and read the rest because I'm not a doctor. Bills incurred by doctors or hospitals outside the CIC designated panel, and pandemic and epidemic occurrence. I have rushed through it, but this document through Anne will make sure it's sent to the group. And yeah, that's it from me. In case you have any other questions, please feel free to ask.
I'm Flora, member number 393. I just want you to clarify by what you mean by riot. Because some of us, we go to, and it's allowed by the government.
So
Gen Z has spoken. That
yeah,
is Gen Z.
Yeah, a fellow Gen Z. So yeah, riots are usually not termed as an accident because you go there knowing you might get hurt. So that's why the insurance can't cover that, because you're putting yourself at risk knowingly. So for that, I'm not so sure, because that one will be termed as an accidental or emergency treatment. So if you are within the maandamano, that's different. But if you're chilling and then a stray bullet just comes and hits you, then yeah, that one can be covered. With costs and of course, proof of that. Any other question?
Member 838. For those hospitals which are under the pool, supposing they don't offer those facilities like a dental, so what is the next step? How can we be assisted?
For dental and optical, the panel is separate. When you go through the list of hospitals, uko chini, there's always a panel of hospitals for optical and for dental. And the ones that do dental, in line with inpatient or outpatient, they specify on the, is it the comment section? So there's somewhere that, yes, there are some specific hospitals for dental, and the ones that are within the panel are usually stated in the panel of hospitals, which was shared to you, I think. I feel like you're not satisfied with my answer.
I tried to go to the list.
Okay.
But I found that the hospitals which are there, that they don't have specialties.
We'll go through it just after the session. Then I'll show you what yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you. I'm member 22.
20.
22. Oh, 20, sorry. Where did I get to? Since you are talking on behalf of CIC Insurance, and you have been there, there's something you have not touched. The first time we joined, we are recommended, we are being told that we have to group 15 members, and you have not touched that one. 15 members must be in one group to be sent to see to the insurance. Now I hear they are lacking all those members. What are we going to do with the CIC?
Thank you for that. I will answer you that one. That is not part of the CIC package. The cohort, 15, that we were dealing with the insurance group inaitwa AAR Insurance, of which ilifika pahali, they brought in some terms and conditions that they were not so favorable for us. And so what we did tumeamua for the time being, we shelve it a bit, mpaka sasa tuone kama either we shall get better terms and conditions with AAR, ama tutaiwacha kabisa. We had a first cohort yenye tuli introduced to AAR of about 18 people, and they were treated with AAR for a period of 1 year. Then when it came to renewal of the same cohort, unfortunately, tukakuwa na about 2 who passed on from the group, and others who withdrew wakasema hawataki kuwa part of the cover. AR gave us a condition that for us to continue covering the old members, you had to go as a cohort of 15. Ikifika still ni renewal. But now based on wale wali tuacha wakaaga na wale wali withdraw, hatukuweza kufikisha the number ya 15 people, of which they needed us to be a number ya 15. Number 2, they increased the premiums with a markup of about 20%. From what had been paid initially, wakaongeza, and on top of it, a markup ya 20% of the initial premium. They introduced a third condition that tulikuwa tunachukua, ukichukua 100 ama 100,000 ama a million, you could use your whole cover, your 100,000 outpatient ama inpatient. So waka introduce a term that your outpatient is capped at 30%, Ukichukua 1 million, ukichukua 100,000, you cannot use more than 30% of that cover for outpatient services. And then a fourth condition that you will introduce, for anyone above the age of 55, you must go through a medical checkup at a clinic yenye hawa wanasema ni gani, at your own cost. Then based on the medical checkup yenye utawatumia the report, from that ndio watajua whether you continue with the same premium or watakuongeza premium based on your medical condition. Tuliongea na wale wenye walikuwa part of the AAR medical cover, na wakasema with those conditions, they will rather not continue with the cover. Na wakasema that tuwarudishie pesa zao. So for those ones who had paid any premiums, tumerudisha pesa. For those ones who had taken loans with us, we have cancelled the loan application. So for now, AAR, we are looking to talk more with them, we better our terms, but the cover at the moment imesimama. We are also shopping for other insurance covers because I am aware, like more than 50% of my members, they are above 70 years. So they are the backbone of the Sacco, na tunawahitaji. So we are still shopping around for more covers, na tukizipata, we shall let you know. At the moment, tunadila the CIC cover. The age limit, maximum joining, ni 70. If you are interested with the CIC one, na haujafika 70, utatuona pale nje. I have 3 members already who are ready to join. So imebakisha mtu mmoja kufikisha the minimum of 4 people per cohort, nipeleke hiyo. So if you are interested, kuja ukue 4 leo na tuanze cover yako. Thank you.
I have just one point to tell my seniors here, senior men, that we are waiting desperately to get that cover, because most of us are over 60, 70, or nearly 80. And we know, and even yourself, you know that CHA is not working, so we don't have hope in CHA, the one you say is a requirement. So, can you tell the seniors here what they are going to do? Or what you are
Just as I have said, we are shopping around for more covers, na tukipata tutawaambia. The AAR pia, they have individual covers. If you wish to go as an individual, you can go as one individual, and there are terms and conditions za kufuata. Number 1, for any pre-existing condition or chronic condition, uko na 3 months waiting period for any inpatient cases, not inpatient, outpatient, 3 months, and 10 months waiting period for any inpatient cases. If you still wish to go as an individual, you can go. But unajua there are those terms and conditions zenye utafuata. But we are shopping around for more, na tukipata definitely tutawaletea.
All right, tupige Anne and Lina makofi. All right, just to add on what you're saying, you know, insurance, because I also work in the insurance industry, it's very tricky, and most of the time they usually look at how they can save costs as much as possible. And so getting insurance for senior citizens is usually not very easy. And also they come up with additional premium. They put riders there. And so be sure that we are doing our best to just look for the best way we are going to serve you. So kindly tupatie wakati, tupatie muda. No, somebody has asked me about riots. Somebody had mentioned about the riots. You know, if you are, for example, you have a car and you're taking an insurance for that car, they usually ask if you want also to be covered for violence and riots. So you have to add a small additional premium on that one. What is usually not covered is if you as an individual, you actively walk into the demonstrations and you want to participate. Of course, seeing what has been happening, everything is turned violent because it has started somewhere. So there's nothing, even if they're talking about peaceful, it ends up not being peaceful. So, and we want us to be safe, so you don't walk into riots. But having said that, be sure that the Sacco is doing its best to look for that insurance, medical insurance for you, so that we are able to see you guys go comfortably into the hospital and get attended to. Sawa sawa. Kwa hivyo, tunashughulikia, msiwe na wasiwasi, tunashughulikia. We are doing our best. Yes.
My name is Alice Wango, member 681. My question is, and I one time asked, and there are the hospitals which we are supposed to, I have the list of the hospitals to attend. I'm a member of CIC, and I have the cover, CIC. But there are so many hospitals which are not functioning. Like the Breeze here, which was here, is there, it's not functioning. And they have put it in the list. There is another one at Jogoo Road. There is this hospital which was here, Breeze, up here, and they have stated it there. It is not functioning. There is one at Jogoo Road. It's still not functioning. Why can they be removed from the list? Yeah, from the list. To avoid, confusion.
Sawa, thank you, ma'am. That is well noted. Tutaongea now na update the list. The list will be updated.
All right, thank you. I know time is much spent, so in case of any queries, feel free to just walk into the office or call. You have the Sacco number. Don't get stuck. Just call and you'll get assisted. I want to invite Florence, Madam Florence, at this time, just come and give a vote of thanks. Begin makofi.
Oh dear God. Habari zenu tena. I was caught by surprise because I was busy writing. One, I want to appreciate God for having given us a good day and the health, the ability to be able to come today. Today we can call ourselves almost houseful because many of you have come and we have learned a lot. I've met a few members out there and they were very excited by what we have learned. That was by God's grace. I also want to appreciate the church, the vicar, Venerable John Anzaya, and the PCC for having given us the opportunity to use the hall. We cannot take it for granted. We want to appreciate that they have taken care of us. It is not easy to get a hall. We could have been charged, but they didn't charge us. So we are grateful. We are grateful to the facilitator, though she has left. She has given us a lot of information. I was even wondering, we have been calling these young men. Why weren't they giving us so much? But the lady was giving us has given us a lot of information, which is very necessary for our well-being. And the Gen Zs, please save, because you never know what you might need tomorrow. It is very important to start saving early. I always say, when I'm studying like this, it is because of the Sacco. What did my father do? He entered into the Coffee Cooperative Society. And the Coffee Cooperative Society used to pay the parents when the schools are opening so that the children can learn. So I'm a product of the Sacco. I've used it for my own personal development. I went back to school after retirement, and that I have been using the Sacco loans. So please save as much as you can before you become tied up by the responsibilities you get in life. The next thing is to thank each and every one of you for coming. May the Lord bless you. And whenever we have a meeting, AGM, education, fund day, please avail yourself so that you can get to know as many people as possible. And when you need a loan, you can form the sales from the people you have interacted with during the many occasions we have and events. That way you'll be able to grow faster, because guarantorship is not easy. Why is it not easy? Chairman keeps on reminding us, save regularly, borrow wisely, and pay promptly. Paying promptly is very difficult, because when you are taking the loan, you know you can manage. But as soon as the money gets into the pocket, the resources disappear. The guarantors will help you, because they'll keep on reminding you, are you still paying the loan? And guarantors, please, always at the end of the month, check your person. Remind them, are you still paying? Ama unataka tukatwe? Because as soon as umekatwa pesa yake, yako imeteremka, hawezi ku get the same amount. So it is very important for us to be each other's keeper. The caterer, the breakfast was good. I didn't know lunch had come, but I smelled it. Did anybody feel it? Meaning, kuna mulo, na mulo mzuri. So we thank the caterer for the sumptuous meal. What else have I forgotten? The officials. Thank you for giving us an opportunity to meet together and be a group, because we are saving and crediting together. Moto yetu ni, ikiwa umesahau uko na kitabu, angalia kwa kitabu. Tufanikiwe pamoja. And we can only be fanikiwa pamoja if we hold each other's hand. When it comes to a loan, hold my hand while I hold yours. And that way, tutafanikiwa pamoja. God bless you mightily. Thank you. All right. Now we pray, we say our final prayer. Our Father in heaven, we come before your throne of grace this afternoon with thanksgiving in our hearts. Having given us the opportunity to come and sit together, we cannot take it for granted. We want to appreciate the fact that you have given us the strength and the opportunity to be together. There are many who would have liked to be here, but they were not able. Some of our members are out on medical issues. Father, we pray that your hand of mercy, a hand of healing, you'll be stretched upon them, so that the next time we are together, they will be part of us. Thank you for everything you have done for us. Thank you for every official. Thank you for every member. Thank you for the caterers and the PCC. Father, we pray that you continue blessing us with your grace and with your favor. Before us, we are expecting to eat. We pray that you bless the food and sanctify it so that it can be a blessing to our bodies. Remember those who don't have. And if it is us you use to feed them, Father, give us the grace to feed them so that all of us can grow together. We give you glory, Lord, we give you the honor. We especially want to pray for our nation, because this is where you have put us. Hard as it might be at the moment, difficult as life might be at the moment, we want to continue praying for our nation and praying for our churches and our religious leaders, so that, Lord, they can get the wisdom from you and they can be able to help each other. The president might not be able to do everything, but he can be given the grace to listen to what the religious leaders are saying. those who are getting the word from you, so that, Lord, we can grow together. We can be a nation that can be feared by everybody, because a nation that God is their Lord grows and gets blessed together. Thank you for everything. We give you glory, we give you all the honor. And it is in Jesus' name we pray and believe with thanksgiving. Amen. Thank you so much.
All right, thank you so much even for your patience. Wakati wa chakula mwadia, so feel free to just indulge. Karibuni sana. Thank you. Today. All right. Just one last thing. Nimepata ujumbe kwa sasa. Today is Mom's Flo birthday. So I want us to sing for her happy birthday. Yeah? Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Mom Flo. Happy birthday to you. How old are you now? How old are you now? Happy birthday, dear Mom Flo. Happy birthday to you.
Thank you so much. That was very surprising. I'm on 7th floor. And I thank God, because there are many who would have liked to be on 7th floor, but they didn't. So I'm stepping the 7th floor. I'm on the second step.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow.
God
Thank
bless
God.
you.
God bless you. All right. Karibuni sana for lunch. All right. Tuache senior citizens waanze kupakua.